Usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Buddy in Riverdale says, is he okay?
He's fine. I love that song.
In Riverdale, he's fine.
I love that song. Jimmy Page plays on it.
Does he now?
Yes, he's one of the studio. He's lead guitar.
That's what I learned in that Led Zeppelin documentary, how much Jimmy Page was a session
he did
musician
sessions,
for
a lot of
and John Paul Jones. Both of them were on all kinds of stuff. Because on this day, in 1965, Tom Jones went to #1 with It's Not Unusual, the first of 16 UK top 40 hits during the 60s.
No, he was a complete unknown when he recorded that. The song was not written for him originally. It was written by Les Reed and Gordon Mills, and it was offered to, she was, I guess, a pretty big pop star, Sandy Shaw in England, and she said, I don't know, it doesn't seem quite right. And then she heard Tom Jones do it before it was released, just to demo it. And she said, no, that guy, that's it right there.
That's your song, Tom.
He should do it. And he went immediately it was a hit immediately. And the rest is history. Tom Jones is how old today? 84. And better looking than ever.
Of course, the best use of that song was in Mars Attacks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was very good. Yes.
Is it the end?
Yeah.
The world has ended pretty much. The Martians are taking over.
Yeah.
Tom Jones has managed to secure a handful of people, extremely good-looking people.
Yes, of course.
And retreat to a mountainside where they're hiding from the Martians.
This is how it will go down, actually.
It's the last moments of the movie. Tom Jones standing up on the mountain in his blue suit. Suddenly the music starts. Yep. He starts snapping his fingers. He holds his arm up, and a majestic eagle lands on his arm. Yep. He continues snapping, and then there are squirrels who are dancing. And he sings this song.
That's how the end times will go.
Yeah,
exactly
except it won't be Martians. It will be Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yes, it will.
It's not unusual.
Is that it?
Yep. Deer around him, woodpeckers.
Yep.
It's not unusual to be.
Sir Thomas Jones Woodward. His actual last name is
really?
Woodward.
Not Jones.
Middle name Jones.
Ooh.
And there's a picture of him here. Current picture. Good looking.
Oh, yeah.
84 years old and good looking. I wasn't
Not very many people are 84 and good looking.
I wasn't good looking when I was 24.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. And I'm certainly not good looking now.
Well, she's all you'd ever want.
She's a lady.
The kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner. But she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace. She's a winner.
Winner.
She's a lady. Whoa, she's a lady.
They list a song here that I'm not familiar with as one of his top hits. Sex Bomb.
Is that this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Well,
I'm not familiar with this.
I don't think we can play this.
Sure we can.
If you don't want to get pregnant.
Baby, you satellite. Every see me moves through the night. Ain't gonna fire, shoot me right. I'm gonna like the way you fight. I love the way you fight. Now you found the secret code I use to wash away my lonely blues. So I can't deny or lie, 'cause you're the only one to make me fly. You know what you are? You are sex bomb, sex bomb.
Yeah.
You're a sex bomb.
People will get pregnant through their radios if they're not careful.
You're my sex bomb, and baby, you can turn me on.
Did this in collaboration with German DJ Moosey T.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Now don't get me wrong, ain't gonna do you no harm.
This bomb's
I'm
for
your
loving.
main target, come and help me ignite. Love struggle holding you tight. Hold me tight, dog. Make me explode.
You know, we go to a Tom Jones show, and we're hoping that we could have a nice family evening out. And he's going to sing his songs and all of his hits, and then all of a sudden he breaks into this Two Live Crew like lyrics that are just disgusting. And I'm
What did you expect at a show where women throw panties on stage?
well, I didn't
Ma'am,
think they did that. I thought
they
that
threw-
was a myth.
No, ma'am, they do. Tom Jones had piles of panties.
All I know is that I came here with my son, who is 25 years old and is entirely too young for this.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You've been sold a bill of
And this
goods.
Tom Jones gets out there and he's shaking his groin area, and he just
Do you want to have another child, ma'am?
absolutely
Step
not.
back from the stage, then.
Into this world, I'm not going to bring any more children when you've got just smut peddlers like Tom Jones
I'm
out
sorry,
there.
ma'am. I'm sorry. You paid for your ticket. You better step back from the stage.
Well, I'm taking my son, Robert, and we're leaving. Next thing you know, he's going to do a Prince song. I just know it. It's just going to be all over the place. The hormones are just out of control. Robert, stop that.
There's church.
Hey, Mama, I want to be a sex bomb.
Oh my. He's and he's still going strong.
Oh yeah.
Still going strong. He's made some comments about he thinks he has African American blood in him. I mean, he really believes that he's hit somewhere
Well,
along the
you
line.
could find out.
I don't know if he's tried, but I know he's made those comments.
Somebody says Tom Jones and the Cardigans did a cover of "Burning Down the House." That's amazing.
"Oh my God, really?"
Bill, it's all your favorite things, and well, I don't know about the Cardigans being your
Well,
favorite.
no, but Tom Jones doing a version of "Burning Down the House," that's got to be something.
We might.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's coming.
Hang on.
It's coming.
Here we go.
Maybe you know where you are. Fighting fire with fire. Oh, wait. Yeah, you might need a raincoat. Shake down.
Yeah.
Dreams walking in broad daylight. 365 degrees. Burning down the house.
Yes.
Once upon a place, sometimes I listen to myself. Gonna come in first place.
I wonder how this happened.
People on their way to work, baby, what did you expect?
Gonna burst into flame.
I think people say, "Let's see if there's something that Tom can't do," and then they go and he does it.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Yes, it has. All right, we're going to take a break here, and then we will come back. And when you check in with us, 877-602-9696. That's the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. We do like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us if you like. That's 33986.
Ranlife.com/X96.
Have you been dreaming of owning a new home? Maybe moving in with Tom Jones? Well, you're worried about finding the right mortgage rate and somebody who will take you and Tom in the same house? Well, I think Rand Life Home Loans can help you. They helped me get a mortgage. They've got you covered. Rand Life just slashed their floor rate to a scorching 3.25% on 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25% as compounded by 5.983 APR. What does that mean for you? Well, it means serious purchasing power. You could borrow up to $190,000 and build your or buy your dream home. A bigger house, a better location, finally getting that gourmet kitchen you've wanted, a room for Tom Jones in your house. Don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible low rates. That's randlife.com/X96. Let them help you unlock the door to your perfect home.
X
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Pleece. P-L-E-E-C-E. Pleece. Now, in our last episode of Utah Word of the Day, Don Criddle, mayor of Mona, Utah, was staying away from the family, isolating himself due to COVID. While talking to his son, Denver Criddle, on the phone, Denver told his father about a major crime that had occurred in Mona. Someone had stolen the local radio station's tower, all 200 steel feet of the KVOM tower gone. Grand Theft Audio, Denver called it. Don is still out of town, so Denver is man of the house, and someone's knocking at the door. Again, the word is pleece.
I'll go find out who it is, Mama. Who's knocking at the door?
Hi there, youngster. Is your daddy at home? It's pretty urgent that we speak.
Christopher Holy, it's you. You're him. It's him. You're him.
Sorry, who am I?
You're the guy on the radio I listen to every morning. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's me, all right, Daddy-O. Captain Breakfast, baby. Loving you Monday through Friday, 4 hours in the AM, on the AM, baby. Loving you hard.
Oh, my God, that's just the way you sound on the radio. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's the name, baby. Don't wear it out. I'm here to speak to the mayor, Mayor Diddle. Who are you?
I'm his son, Denver Diddle. Hey, Captain Breakfast, where's your partner? Where's Benny the Egg?
How the hell am I supposed to know? We're not joined at the hip. We're not like, best friends, I do my 4 and I hit the door. When the show is over, I am so out of there.
You mean you and the Egg ain't pals?
That little microphone hog seems to forget the name of the show we do. It's the Morning Zoo, starring Captain Breakfast with Benny the Egg. And that's enough of that. Now, I need to speak to Mayor Piddle.
Well, Mr. Breakfast, Daddy is out of town for the moment, but I'm his son, Denver Piddle. I'm kind of the junior assistant mayor. So maybe I can help, or at least get a hold of Daddy and tell him what you want.
I need to find out if there's any progressment being done on the theft of the KVOM tower. Because as long as that tower's gone, baby, we ain't on the air, and I ain't making money.
Well, I asked Daddy about that next time he calls, but aren't the police investigating?
Maybe they are, maybe not. But the dang police won't tell me nothing. Hell, kid, I got child support to pay.
I didn't know you was married, Captain Breakfast. You don't talk about it on the show.
I ain't married, baby. Never have been.
Well, then how come you have to pay child?
Figure it out, kid, will you? And tell your daddy the police need to solve this tower theft so me and the Egg can get back on the air.
Will do, sir.
It ain't just me, baby. I mean, not that I give a rat's butt, but the Egg, if he don't start working soon, probation and parole is going to come knocking at his door. Tell Mayor Fiddle, them Mona policemen need to hop to it.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
A lot of people are texting in their check-ins, but no one's availed themselves of the phone yet. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you in the morning. Do we have a sponsor, Gina?
I wish.
Okay. You know, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have a ride. No, wait. That's
No.
The moon is 92.7% of full, waxing waxing gibbous moon. It'll be a full moon on March 29th. March.
Oh, earlier than that.
March 14th. March 14th.
The blood moon.
Yeah, and the moon will set today at 6:47 a.m. Today being Tuesday. It's the 11th day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christus, 2025. It's National COVID-19 Day.
Oh, yeah.
The day that the World Health Organization declared it a global pandemic. And then we had an earthquake, and then we all went home. It's National Debunking Day.
Oh.
A day like this helps us gain a little more clarity to some of the myths and false news that we hear every day. Don't take everything at face value. Check it out a little bit if you can. And it's National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. And this is an all-new edition of the official show of funeral directors, Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. There he is, putting on his work hat. I'm Bill Allred over here. Hi. That's Gina Barberi, who I can see I can just see the brim of her hat. That's all. USA. Katie, for short, is our fine producer there behind me. And is that Maya?
Yes.
Hi, Maya. Maya is in there helping out today.
And Vax.
And there's
Vax.
The dog.
Yeah.
Vax the dog.
There you go.
He helps. Look at him
look
helping.
He sure is.
He's so helpful.
He's helping away. All right, so check-ins now, 877-602-9696, or the text check-ins.
Let's see. My wife's going to med school. Her last name is Jones, and my first name is Tom.
Oh.
I think she wants to keep her own last name as Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
Should I take her last name and be Tom Jones? Why are you even asking?
Yeah, if you have that option, take it.
There's one thing here.
What?
What is his last name now?
I don't know.
It can't be
He doesn't
better than
say.
Jones.
It could be. It could be Sawyer. You don't know.
Richard, who's not a dick, checking in. Mike in Nashville. Tom Jones' voice just exudes sexy.
It's true.
Yep.
Zane of Dallas checking in. My daughter and Mike in Nashville's daughter have the same name. Is Carrie's girl impression an irrational fear?
Thank you, Zane. Yes, we have an X poll coming up today. We want to know what your irrational fear is. Don't tell us now. Save it for 7:45.
What was the song that you played that Bill said women can get pregnant to? All of them.
Yeah, all of them. But that was.
If you're trying to get pregnant, just put on some Tom Jones.
They were all Tom Jones, but I don't know. Maybe I made that comment during Sex Bomb.
Perry City listener checking in. It's my last week at the Rocket Factory in Promontory. Wish me luck. It's going to be an emotional one.
Oh,
What, just
sorry.
retiring or what?
That sounds like retirement to me.
Oh, you know what it sounds like to me?
Might be a
Doge.
yeah.
Oh, let us know, Perry City listener.
Right Wing Wade checking in. Rye from Orem. Cajun Chuck from Louisiana. Tuesday is Gumbo Day.
Isn't every day Gumbo Day in
I
Louisiana?
don't know. Mishak Averta checking in. Welcome to the Radio from Hell Show special Tom Jones edition, continuing to populate the planet. First introduced to Tom Jones in The Simpsons when Mr. Burns and Smithers kidnap him and make him sing because they can't dig up Al Jolson.
Jeez.
Chef Roy checking in. Don't think it's possible, but I feel like I should take a pregnancy test. Randy checking in. It's it's way too early to be dropping off a friend at the airport after 3.5 days of skiing in Alta, Brighton, and Snow Basin.
What a rough life.
Johnny B checking in, listening while taking a bunch of tree parts to drop off at the dump. Tree parts.
They have green waste
Yeah.
place at the dump.
They make it into mulch.
Tree of Maine. I should think about a pregnancy test this morning. And I'm 52. Thanks, Tom. Cardboard Chris checking in. Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. Going to enjoy the warm weather before it turns cold again.
I know, I was feeling bad. So the St. Patrick's Day parade is on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And Daddy Gary's Celtic band is playing again at the end. And it's supposed to be just miserable on Saturday. Cold and snowy. And
So there's a St. Patrick's Day parade?
yeah.
News to me.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
It's not like we helped save it some years ago.
No.
And then it got purchased by another group that wouldn't allow us in.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all.
So you can skip the parade, but go after and see Daddy Gary's band.
Let's see. Tristan from the most west of Jordans checking in. Ogden Oscar checking in from Terre Haute, Indiana. Proof that Radio from Hell works outside of Utah. Woodworker Willie checking in.
When is that St. Patrick's Day, actually?
I think it's Tuesday,
Next week?
Monday or Tuesday.
Jorge from Eagle Mountain checking in. Mark checking in, I would call, but I have terrible reception at work. I got the ACT today, ACT. I'm no excited.
Oh, Axe.
Axe, probably, huh?
That's Lily from Far West.
Oh.
I'm no
Oh,
excited.
the ACT test.
Oh.
That's what.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You'll be okay, Lily. You're smart.
Gina says you'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Lily's smart. She'll be great.
How do you keep your sanity during this tumultuous time?
I don't know that we do.
I love the show. It's my favorite. You guys are my favorite. I also like to let you know that I respect all of the news that you give. I know it's news and opinioendo, but it's really great to hear your voices every morning.
Opinioendo. We haven't described in a long time what that is.
In a
exactly.
while, yeah.
It's our opinion laced with innuendo. Mm-hmm. It's opinioendo.
Okay. Not retiring. New details on career adventures coming Thursday.
Oh, okay.
All right. Federal worker Ben checking in, feeling so much more productive now that I'm back in the office.
I'm sure that's not sarcasm at all.
Ben, you didn't use your sarcasm font, but I supplied it for you. Mixer driver Shane delivering concrete in the new Provo Temple. I guess they tore down the spaceship one. Nurse Mandy checking in. Vaccinate yourself and your kids, please. Holly of West Jordan checking in. FYI, Gina, when the dump gets rid of green waste in fall, not sure they brought it back for this season yet.
Oh.
Whatever that means.
Oh, well, yeah.
See,
I
again,
thought that was always something.
calls are better
Yeah.
as opposed to your texts. We can ask the follow-up question.
Right Wing Wade, Infinity member, usually our first one to check in with us, says I-15 both lanes moving along well. Thank you, Wade. And UDOT agrees with you. I'm looking at their maps right now. No accidents or slowdowns happening. But if you all see anything on the roads, please share it with us. And it's safe for you to text 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break, play a song for you. After the song, it's Big Boy News, and Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play and what you'll win. All
Do you want a quick?
jump on a list quickly.
We're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, we are
huh?
a little late, aren't we?
Let's see. Well, because I don't have time to tell you 55 things women over 40 shouldn't have in their home. That's 55.
55
things.
things?
So how about I do people who lack self-awareness that frequently say these 14 things. It's fewer things.
Okay. People who lack awareness.
Lack self-awareness.
Okay.
I'm just being brutally honest.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. No, you're.
Yeah, you don't.
Carrie said.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is now a couple of these as I'm reading through. These are things that I say,
Okay.
and I say this one. I really hate drama, and I do. And
I do.
And you know this about me.
Yes.
And I know this about you. I truly hate drama. Now this says the classic drama averse, yet somehow drama surrounded person. It's a bit like someone who says they hate soap operas but know every plot twist.
No.
If you find yourself always in the eye of the drama storm, maybe it's time to ask, am I the common denominator here?
No, because I have removed all the dramatic people from my life,
Yeah.
and some of these people are blood relatives.
I guess there are people that say that, but they really are involved in it.
Yeah.
I also say this. I don't care what people think of me. I care what a few people think of me. I care what you think of me.
Yeah,
I care what my husband thinks
Yeah,
of me.
there are some people I do care. The majority I don't.
But generally,
Yeah.
you can like me or not, I don't care. I'm not like other people. This line is all about celebrating uniqueness, which is awesome, but it can also accidentally tip over into I'm the main character in this story.
Exactly,
You really
yes.
should pay attention to me. Let's see. I'm not judgmental, but yes, you are. And I won't say that because I absolutely admit that I'm judgmental.
I am too.
I 1,000%. I just tell it like it is.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of like saying you're brutally honest.
Yeah.
People just don't understand me. You're not that complicated.
You're really not.
an enigma wrapped in a
Yeah.
riddle and no one gets
You're just a dick.
No. I'm too old / too young for this. Don't say that.
Yeah,
I'm a people pleaser. I kind of used to be, I think, a people pleaser.
I'm always suspicious of people who say I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Have your own opinions on things. And,
Yeah, okay.
And finally, this is apropos of this show. Oh, I don't care about politics.
That's what this texter was trying to tell me.
I don't care. You should.
You should.
It's your life and the people you care about's
Yes.
life
They're-
and the community you live in.
They're passing laws that affect you.
Yeah.
You should care. And you should be outraged when they... Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you.
Just a quick list.
Quick
Tiny
list. I liked that. Thank you very much.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Because
On this day in 1961, Mike Percy, the bass player for Dead or Alive, was born.
all that bass you heard in that
It's a little-
song.
I hear keyboard. I don't hear much else.
Yeah,
But apparently,
okay. He's in the band. I just dug up a song that you don't hear that often.
He stands there with the bass
sure.
while somebody plays the keyboard.
All right. Let's see. It is time for Big Boy News. Right after the Big Boy News, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. It is our Dead Celebrity game. We're going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You're going to win what?
Tickets to see The Offspring coming on Saturday, September 6th, Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right.
Jimmy Eat World, Newfound Glory, all of that on the same bill.
That is a show. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is call and play Frank Christ Presents. Right after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Anna Kendrick is playing it coy when it comes to rumors about her professional relationship with co-star Blake Lively. According to Entertainment Tonight, while at South by Southwest for the premiere of Another Simple Favor, Kendrick shrugged off an inquiry when asked about what it meant to have reunited with Lively on the film. "Oh, you know," Kendrick said. On TikTok and Instagram, a clip that's it. A clip of the Pitch Perfect actor's remark drew a flurry of amusing responses and viewers suggesting that there'd been so much said with so few words. "She didn't try to make up something nice to say," one person wrote. Added another, "She said, I'm getting my check and I'm not saying anything else." Kendrick and Lively are reprising their roles as Stephanie Smothers and Emily Nelson in Another Simple Favor, a sequel to the 2018 comedy A Simple Favor. The new film also stars Henry Golding, Allison Janney, and Andrew Rannells. This time around, however, the pair have faced rumors of an on-set feud. Much of speculation likely stems from the headline-making legal turmoil that engulfed Lively and actor-director Justin Baldoni following the release of It Ends With Us last summer. But apparently there were claims that Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick were not getting along at all. And her comment on it was, "Oh, You know.
So yeah, so
Probably.
that would tell me yes.
11 people have been charged with forging or obtaining invalid signatures for political candidates last year here in Utah. The Utah Attorney General's office announced the charges on Monday, saying they investigated after the cases were referred to them by the state auditor, the elections office, and the Washington County Clerk's office. All 11 suspects were charged with multiple crimes, either of forgery or forgery-related items, according to the Attorney General's office. All but 5 of them are from outside the state of Utah. Some of them were working for a company called Gather, while others were hired as independent contractors. These are the people who go around with clipboards and have you sign the petitions to get things on the ballot. Most were assigned to gather signatures in Washington County and Iron County, while others worked in Tooele, Salt Lake, or Utah counties. They've got their names here, but I don't think that there's a list of 11 people. Charging documents didn't state which campaigns the suspects were gathering signatures for. Way to go, Ogden. A protest sign hung from the top of an Ogden building over the weekend has elicited a variety of reactions from across the area. Ogden police attempt to identify who draped the banner that read, "Americans, Trump betrays you," from the top of the Cache Valley Bank building, which, as I recall, used to be the first security bank building in downtown Ogden.
Pretty tall, prominent building.
Others say they stand by the sign's message, other rallies that have taken place over the last few weeks. Quote, "I don't have time for hatred in my country," said Cameron Schertz. "I was a Boy Scout. I graduated from high school. I went to all of these history classes where I learned about the importance of protecting freedom." Mr. Schertz is one of the organizers of 50501, an Ogden group whose stated goals are to uphold the U.S. Constitution and end executive overreach, letting our country know that we will not stand for the ideologies that are pervading our country right now, he said.
All right.
While the American Civil Liberties Union wants people to exercise their First Amendment right, they urge people to remain calm at rallies, make noise so we can hold elected officials accountable, said Aaron Welsher, communications director for the ACLU of Utah. But they don't know who put the sign, hung it over the side of the building. It's big, though.
Ogden is awesome.
Way to go, Ogden.
Yep.
Keep Ogden sketchy. That's what we say. The U.S. stock market sell-off cut deeper yesterday as Wall Street questioned how much pain President Trump will let the economy endure through tariffs and other policies in order to get what he wants, which is what?
Which is all he cares about.
The S&P 500 dropped 2.7% to drag it close to 9% below its all-time high, which was set just last month. At one point, the S&P 500 was down 3.6% and on track for its worst day since 2022. Elon Musk has pushed and published debunked theories about Social Security while describing federal benefit programs as rife with fraud, suggesting they will be a primary target in his crusade to reduce government spending. The billionaire entrepreneur who pays no taxes, who is advising Donald Trump, suggested that $500 billion to $700 billion in waste needs to be cut. Most of the federal spending is in entitlements, Musk told Fox Business.
Don't call them entitlements.
Well, they are.
It's money that we are owed.
It's money that we are entitled to. They are. I don't know why there's a negative connotation on the word entitlement.
They are turning it into a negative connotation.
We are entitled to that
Yes,
money.
I agree with you. They are using the word differently than we are.
I'm taking it back. Yes, you're right, sir. They are entitlements. Give me what I'm entitled to. The comments on the popular program, other benefit provided Americans, could rattle politicians on both sides of the aisle as Musk works to downsize the federal government. I have fallen in love with this economist. What's his name? Blythe. He's Scottish, but he lives here. Have you ever heard of him? He's just incredible.
What does he say?
He wrote a book called Angrynomics. Angrynomics. And he just lays it out so clear. He said, "You think it's right that I pay more taxes than Elon Musk does because he doesn't pay any? Meta doesn't pay any taxes. Apple doesn't pay taxes. I pay more taxes than they do.
That's what we were saying. Is that
Not right.
if we could just get corporations to pay what they owe, we wouldn't need to raise taxes on anybody.
Ontario, Canada's most populous province, has enacted a 25% tariff on electricity that it exports to the United States in response to Trump's tariffs on Canadian goods. Electricity from Ontario powers some 1.5 million homes and businesses in Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. Speaking at a news conference Monday, Ontario Premier Doug Ford said the widely expected new tariffs were a specific response to Trump's tariff decisions. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people who didn't start this trade war. It's one person who's responsible. It's Donald Trump, he said. But Ford warned that Ontario would maintain and even intensify its tariffs if Trump did anything to deepen the abrupt trade war. And he said, I'm going to charge tariff on this electricity, and I might even turn it off. And you won't have it. The threat of a government shutdown is looming over Washington yet again.
Well, yeah, no Democrat is going to vote for this.
Trump has already said he wants to avoid a shutdown, but it's unclear if he has the votes to prevent one. This is the first government funding fight of his second term. They're drilling up and drilling away the iconic Black Lives Matter mural in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Are they really?
Yeah, which is inside of the White House.
I saw a video yesterday.
Yeah, they're getting
Tell
rid
me
of it.
how that's not racist.
They're getting rid of it. Former U.S. Navy combat pilot Senator Mark Kelly explained the importance of standing with Ukraine in a social media post over the weekend, saying in part, quote, "The safety of Ukraine is tied to the safety of the United States.
Yes.
America is the strongest, richest country in the world. We didn't get there by being bullies like Putin." And for those patriotic remarks, Elon Musk called Mark Kelly a traitor. You are a traitor. The South African Putin puppet told the former NASA astronaut. But the senator, who is not the least bit intimidated by Musk, quickly schooled the unelected Doge leader. Traitor? Elon? If you don't understand that defending freedom is a basic tenet of what makes America great and keeps us safe, maybe you ought to leave it to those of us who do. Kelly was in Ukraine, said, I just left Ukraine. What I saw proved to me we can't give up on the Ukrainian people. But little Marco Rubio, I'm sorry, Ukraine is going to have to give some land up to Russia. That's the only way this is going to work.
You can invade a country,
and
you can get their land. Apparently, that's okay.
Senator or Secretary of State Rubio said that Ukraine would have to make concessions over land that the Russians had taken since 2014 as part of any agreement to end the war. Rubio spoke as he was flying to Saudi Arabia for talks with senior Ukrainian officials, and 10 days after a contentious White House meeting with Trump and Zelensky.
So then what stops them from going somewhere else and taking more
Nothing.
land, or another country saying, Taiwan, I'm going to go do that?
Ask Poland how nervous they are right now. All right?
You should not be able to just, if you can take it, you can keep it.
And so, and finally this, so far in 2022, more than 300 anti-LGBTQ bills have been proposed across 36 states, at least one-third of which are directed at trans youth. This surge is, especially in anti-trans legislation from Republicans, stands in stark contrast to a startling fact. Republicans love transgender porn a lot.
Yep.
What?
With more than 4.7 million transgender porn-related Google searches each month, per ahrefs.com, do Republicans represent those searching most? The answer seems to be a clear yes. She-male searches by popularity in metro areas, fanboy or femboy, and these are all in red areas. To understand the Republicans' love for transgender-related porn, we scraped daily Google search trend data and did a lot of other things like that. The data tells a tragic tale of self-loathing closet cases. Republicans who privately get off on sexually to trans folks while publicly trying to remove trans people's rights and stoking hate against them. Search terms listing ranking she-male, tranny, femboy, and ladyboy, the 20 most transgender-obsessed states. Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, Kansas. Utah's not in the top 20. They're not on the list at all, as a matter of fact. And there's a whole...
Well, nobody watches porn here.
No.
Well, you can't track it here because we made porn difficult to get, and so everybody got VPNs. And so, you know.
I haven't had any trouble getting... There are a whole bunch of breakdowns of this, various areas and metro areas and...
They can track that kind
and
of
all
thing.
what kind of porn people are looking for and where they live. So there you go. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, the Big 12 tournament has started, and the Utes are ranked number 11. They play their first game of the tournament today against UCF Knights. They're ranked 14th. Yes?
They're ranked number 11 out of...
In the tournament, not in all of college. Just in the Big
how many
12.
teams is that? Is it 12?
No, I don't know. UCF is ranked 14th. I don't know how many are in. But at any rate, probably not going to make it to the big dance, but they are in the tournament. Let's see, Utah Jazz. They had a rally against the Celtics, and then they lost anyway. 114-108. They play the Grizzlies tomorrow at 6. Utah Hockey Club lost to Toronto last night 4-3. They play the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow at 8 p.m. That's your sports weather. Another beautiful, warm, sunny day today. 62 for a high. Tomorrow, 61. Things start to change Thursday into Friday. 90% chance of rain and snow starting on Thursday. Traffic, let's see, still looks really good. I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. There are no slowdowns anywhere, no accidents being reported there. And I don't think you've sent anything in via text, but please, if you see something, share it with us. We appreciate it when you do that. 33986.
Oh, Frank is here. Frank Christ.
Hello, everyone.
The Reaper of Celebrity Souls. This list must be near and dear to your heart today, Frank.
Well,
This
they're
list
all
of
near and
actors.
dear to my heart.
I know, but this is a list of actors who are in movies about funerals and mortuary science.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
it's well, I mean, I don't know. You know, you have friends who are lawyers who don't like law shows.
That's true. Doctors who don't like medicine.
There are radio people who don't like radio TV shows.
Yeah, all of those radio TV shows.
Yeah, Frasier. You don't like Frasier, do you?
Frank Christ is the Reaper, the Grim Reaper of celebrity souls specifically. It's a curse, isn't it, Frank?
It is.
It's a tell them why.
Because I love in my life, I loved our precious celebrities above all else.
Oh, and that was your downfall,
And
wasn't
that
it?
is my downfall.
Yeah.
Loved them
That's
too
why
hard.
I have been cursed
Yes.
to take them away.
When a celebrity dies, Frank immediately gets on his electric scooter and goes to that scene, wherever that is, and mostly gently, I would think, loads the
Well, yes.
essence into your sidecar of your scooter and takes them to the distribution center.
Exactly.
And then you don't know what happens after that.
Hell, they usually
Celebrities mostly go
go to hell.
Frank joins us every weekday to play a game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of actors, and on this list of actors, there are 3 who are, in
They're
fact,
just fine.
but one of them
Oh,
Frank has taken. And it is the contestant's job to discern who is the dead celebrity in this list. And if that's the case, they will win a prize, which is what, Gina?
The prize is tickets to see The Offspring coming to town with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory Saturday, September 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
And who's going to be vying for those tickets?
Josh is here.
Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Just fine. How
There
are
you
you?
go.
That's
You pat yourself there, Josh.
I'm fine too, Josh. I'm just fine. Josh, if you identify the dead celebrity, we'll give you those Offspring tickets. Frank has given me a list, actors in movies about funerals and mortuary science, because it is National Funeral Director Day. Are you ready to go, Josh?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Celebrity number 1, Joanne Woodward. She won an Academy Award and Golden Globe for her performance in 3 Faces of Eve. She was on a lot of TV shows, Tales of Tomorrow, Goodyear Playhouse, Danger, the Philco Goodyear Television Playhouse, and You Are There. She was also in many movies with her husband, Paul Newman, like The Long Hot Summer and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. In Rachel, directed by her husband, Paul Newman, she plays a shy woman living with her mother in an apartment over a funeral home. Number 1, Joanne Woodward. Number 2 is Emil Hirsch. He won acclaim for his role in Into the Wild. Some of his early movies included The Girl Next Door, Imaginary Heroes, Lords of Dogtown, Alpha Dog. He was also cast in Milk, Taking Woodstock, and Killer Joe. He played a coroner in a horror film called The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Number 2 is Emil Hirsch. Number 3 is June Squibb. Began her career by making her Broadway debut in the musical Gypsy. Her film debut was in Woody Allen's movie Alice. She later had supporting roles in films like The Age of Innocence, In and Out, About Schmidt, Far from Heaven. For her role in the film Nebraska, she was nominated for an Academy Award. Her first starring role was in Thelma, and she's done voice work in several Pixar films. She was in Meet Joe Black, in which Brad Pitt plays the Angel of Death. And finally...
Good casting, by the way.
Well, June Squibb, number 3.
Is that what you looked like in real life, Frank?
Well, I don't want to brag.
Number 4 on the list, Robert Morse. He won 2 Tony Awards for How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying and playing Truman Capote in True. He co-starred in A Guide for the Married Man, Oh Dad, Poor Dad, Mama's Hung You in the Closet, and I'm Feeling So Sad. On TV, he guest starred on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, Night Gallery, and he had a recurring role on Mad Men. He starred in the black comedy film The Loved One, which satirized the funeral business in Los Angeles. Number 4, Robert Morse. All right, Josh, one of those actors is dead. Which one?
I'll have to go with number 1.
Number 1? No.
No, he's fine.
No, she's fine.
She's fine.
Joanne Woodward. You would think she would be dead. She's 95. Paul, her husband died a long time ago.
That was a good guess.
That's a good guess. But
Yes.
listen, unlike Frank, we believe in second chances here on the Radio from Hell show. So I'm going to give you a second chance. Listen carefully. Is it Emil Hirsch, June Squibb, or Robert Morse?
I'm going to go with Robert Morse.
Good choice. He died in 2022. He was 90 years old. He started acting when he was really young. Congratulations, Josh. You're going to go see The Offspring. Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hang on the line. Katie's going to get some information from you.
Oh, well, all right. I have to go. I don't want to, but I have
Why?
to go check on Rupert Murdoch.
You just don't like being around him?
I don't know.
He doesn't smell good, does he?
No, he gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
94 today. Oh. And Sam Donaldson.
Still with us, huh?
The only thing keeping him alive is his eyebrows. 91.
He's on my death pool. by the
Oh,
way.
well, good luck. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
No.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Well, people think Frank is rigging the game.
No accidents reported so far this morning across the Wasatch Front. A few areas of congestion on city streets, especially in Tooele and Davis County, but things are looking good. If you see something and you say, well, that doesn't look good, well, you can text us and let us know what it is. 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these. Boner of the day coming up. Stand by for all of that.
You need some geek.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah Word of the Day, and today's word is...
Pleece. P-L-E-E-C-E. Pleece. Now, in our last episode of Utah Word of the Day, Don Criddle, mayor of Mona, Utah, was staying away from the family, isolating himself due to COVID. While talking to his son, Denver Criddle, on the phone, Denver told his father about a major crime that had occurred in Mona. Someone had stolen the local radio station's tower, all 200 steel feet of the KVOM tower gone. Grand Theft Audio, Denver called it. Don is still out of town, so Denver is man of the house, and someone's knocking at the door. Again, the word is please.
I'll go find out who it is, Mama. Who's knocking at the door?
Hi there, youngster. Is your daddy at home? It's pretty urgent that we speak.
Christopher Holy, it's you. You're him. It's him. You're him.
Sorry, who am I?
You're the guy on the radio I listen to every morning. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's me, all right, Daddy-O. Captain Breakfast, baby. Loving you Monday through Friday, 4 hours in the AM, on the AM, baby. Loving you hard.
Oh, my God, that's just the way you sound on the radio. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's the name, baby. Don't wear it out. I'm here to speak to the mayor, Mayor Diddle. Who are you?
I'm his son, Denver Diddle. Hey, Captain Breakfast, where's your partner? Where's Benny the Egg?
How the hell am I supposed to know? We're not joined at the hip. We're not like, best friends, I do my four and I hit the door. When the show is over, I am so out of there.
You mean you and the Egg ain't pals?
That little microphone hog seems to forget the name of the show we do. It's the Morning Zoo, starring Captain Breakfast with Benny the Egg. And that's enough of that. Now, I need to speak to Mayor Piddle.
Well, Mr. Breakfast, Daddy is out of town for the moment, but I'm his son, Denver Piddle. I'm kind of the junior assistant mayor. So maybe I can help, or at least get a hold of Daddy and tell him what you want.
I need to find out if there's any progressment being done on the theft of the KVOM tower. Because as long as that tower's gone, baby, we ain't on the air, and I ain't making money.
Well, I asked Daddy about that next time he calls, but aren't the police investigating?
Maybe they are, maybe not. But the danged police won't tell me nothing. Hell, kid, I got child support to pay.
I didn't know you was married, Captain Breakfast. You don't talk about it on the show.
I ain't married, baby. Never have been.
Well, then how come you have to pay child?
Figure it out, kid, will you? And tell your daddy the police need to solve this tower theft so me and the Egg can get back on the air.
Will do, sir.
It ain't just me, baby. I mean, not that I give a rat's butt, but the Egg, if he don't start working soon, probation and parole is going to come knocking at his door. Tell Mayor Fiddle, them Mona policemen need to hop to it.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
It's 6.
Like Alan and Alpine did,
Hmm.
texted in. Just checking in from Alpine.
Alpine.
Alpine Al.
So I watched 2 things about horrible moms this weekend.
Is this a morsel of murder?
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
So one of them, actual murder. The other one, potential murder.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the Dateline about Lori Vallow Daybell.
I watched that one. Yeah.
And then I also...
The interview one, right?
Yeah. Then I also watched, against Carrie's wife Sue's recommendation.
Oh, you did?
She actually texted me and she said, don't watch the Ruby Frankie miniseries on...
It really upset her.
Now, let me ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
First of all, what is gained by watching an interview with Lori Vallow Daybell?
To see how crazy she is.
Just it's kind of like
I think-
watching a car wreck or
Yeah.
something. You know?
I think I keep wanting to understand how a mother could go there. Like
Yeah.
I want to try to see the beginning and how they progressed, and because it's so far out of my realm of understanding.
Well, that's good.
Well, yeah.
And then my second question is, when you were warned not to watch the other one, why did you do it anyway?
Well, what Sue doesn't know
For
is
work.
well, it's
Morsel of
for
murder.
work.
She had to do the...
And what Sue doesn't know is most of those details I already knew.
Oh, you knew this stuff?
Because I...
Yes, I don't think Sue
Yeah.
looked into this one at all.
Okay, so why did Sue warn you off it?
Because it's horrendous.
Well,
It's-
let us in on a little of it.
So I found this article that sort of speaks to it. 2 cases with Utah ties have gained worldwide attention for egregious crimes against children. In both, mothers had a view of their children that was seen as somehow demonic. Lori Vallow Daybell and Ruby Frankie are 2 moms who are both members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They went from being ordinary and having extreme views then to doing horrendous criminal acts, USU professor of religious studies Patrick Mason said. The major similarity between the women is their belief that, quote, that children have the ability to be overtaken by demons because of activity in past life or just the behavior of children is seen as demonic. Now, Lori Vallow Daybell is cuckoo for coconuts. Crazy. She's in that interview on Dateline. She says Jesus comes to jail and talks to her. She goes back and forth between here and heaven, and she talks to Chad Daybell's wife, who they killed, and she says she's totally fine with it. And she goes and talks to her kids in heaven. They're totally fine with it. She thinks she did them a favor.
Well, she has to do something, to hide from herself.
Yeah, I mean, she has totally justified what has happened there.
But the thing that I got from her though is that, okay, admittedly, yes, you're a celebrity, but this is not a good thing.
No, she's on TV.
She loves that she's on TV. She loves
and so that's a similarity between her and Ruby Frankie, who was one of the first really successful Mormon mommy vloggers. Look at my perfect life, look at my perfect children, and they're perfectly dressed. But the thing I most wanted to hear about with the Ruby Frankie thing was they do an extensive interview with her husband, Kevin. And I wondered when this story first came out, when they said Kevin hadn't been living in the house and had not talked to the wife or the children for a year.
Yeah.
That's very odd. And did you watch the documentary too, Carrie?
I don't know. I've seen a few of these, so I get them all.
So they got in with this psychologist who lost her license, life coach Jody Hildebrand.
Yeah. Oh, she's nuts too.
And he went along with it. Like, he said the first time he went to her group.
This is the husband,
This
Kevin.
is the husband, Kevin. The first thing he said, and there were witnesses that said he went there and he said, this is a man-hating group. This is but over the period of years, this psychologist moved into their house. said he needs to leave and not have contact with the children. The thing that I thought was really bad was her oldest daughter, Sherry, was kicked out of the house at one point, and she called the police and said, "I'm worried about my siblings. Will you please go do a wellness check?" The police went, and nobody answered the door when they knocked on the door. And they asked, and all the neighbors said, "Yeah, these people are crazy and they're abusing their kids." And they said, "Well, have you seen any evidence of it?" Meaning, did you see bruises? Did you see? And one of the neighbors said, "I said no, because I hadn't actually seen any physical evidence of the abuse." And they said, "Well, we can't do anything." And this poor woman was crying on the documentary, and she said, "I wish I had lied and said I had seen something, because maybe they would have investigated further." But these women that think they are helping their children, like my child is possessed by a demon, and Ruby Franke kept meticulous notes every day of the abuse of her kids. And she was starving them, and she said, "'Cause I won't feed a demon."
Now, are these kids in school?
They were. At some point, they were removed from school
By the mother.
parents. Well, not. I mean, the dad was long gone. But I wonder if there's a point where you're a very religious person, and I'm not going to say, there's crazy Catholics, there's crazy everything. You're a very religious person, and in your mind you're thinking, I want my children to make it to the next highest level of heaven or whatever.
Righteousness.
At what point where you think, what kind of God would you believe in that would treat their earthly form in that way, thinking it would exalt them? I don't understand at all. But she, in her mind, that's not my child.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a zombie, or that's a demon, or and I think she still believes that.
Oh yeah, she does.
That's quite an admission, though, Gina, to say that they're crazy Catholics.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm not picking on the LDS Church, is what I'm saying. There's crazy everything. It's interesting that these women are both from that church, and that's why we pay extra attention to it here. But I don't.
Yeah. Just disturbing.
Well, you never. I mean, if you really want to understand it, you can. However, that comes at a price.
What do you mean?
Some famous philosopher once said, "Nothing that is human is alien to us, individual. It is all in us, and it's in you somewhere. But you don't let it. It's so far away inside of you. But there, if you really wanted to understand it, you could. And
I mean, on the most basic of terms, I understand wanting what's best for my children. They have adulterated that into harming them, because they think that's what's best for them.
Yeah,
that's the part I can't.
It's like the Munchausen by proxy people.
That's for attention, and there's some of that in both of these.
Well, certainly in Lori Vallow.
Oh yeah.
That's why. I mean, I kind of don't like watching those because of that reason. It's like I almost can understand it.
They believe that God was telling them to harm their children.
Yeah.
And I question why you would want to believe in a God that would tell you to harm your children.
You don't.
At that point, you would go, you know what?
Did you ever read the Bible? When he took his son Isaac out to sacrifice him because God told him to?
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
God told me to take my son, my only son, and kill him. So
I don't get that either. I don't get that.
It's he showed his extreme faith in God by doing that.
Well, God was new to the job then. Maybe that was.
That was back when he was a younger God.
It was a learning curve. We give him a learning curve.
Yeah, somebody says, my wife watched the Ruby Franke documentary to understand why the husband hasn't been held accountable for anything.
Yeah,
that's the part I was mostly confused by, how he gets away with not being responsible for this.
All right. Traffic, please, Jim.
Okay, things are still good. Well done, everybody. Keep up the good work. That's traffic.
All right, we got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you will be voting for. Number 1, this was a gross lack of judgment. You think? Boner candidate number 2, family tempest regarding tattoo. And boner candidate number 3, I'll let you in the country if you promise to let me see him.
All right, boner candidate number 3, all the boner candidates. Boner of the day coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Also, big boy news. HasterGames.com. Better yet, go to their location, 6831 South State Street. You can take a look at a board game you've been thinking about buying. They'll crack it open and sit down and play it with you to see if it's right for you. They specialize in all of the tabletop games, the Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, dice, figures, paints, all that. And power up your ships, put on your piloting gear. The newest Star Wars Unlimited TCG set, Jump to Lightspeed. Sets focused around space units and the new piloting mechanic, which allows you to upgrade your spaceships in new and creative ways. Coming to Haster Games along this set are the new Carbonite booster packs, which superfans of the game can buy to collect rare and exclusive versions of their favorite cards. The set is released on Friday, March 14th, available for pre-order in-store or at HasterGames.com. Haster's also holding a weekly SWU tournament every Sunday at noon. It's perfect for players of all skill levels. And also available at Haster, the new Lorcana TCG Arcasia's Island, introducing new dual ink cards that feature 2 colors of ink combined into one to bring about all new ways to play the game. It also sees tons of characters from your favorite Disney movies brought to you to the laptop, including the Aristocats, Bolt, Lady and the Tramp, and more. So stop by, take a look at what they've got. Haster Games, 6831 South State. Did you miss out on your favorite radio? Now, my wife knows people who know people.
That's handy.
And the person that they know works for Lay's in some capacity. Lay's potato chips.
Is that the Frito-Lay company?
Yeah, the Frito-Lay company. And they have put out these flavors are not available in stores yet.
Will they be?
They will be. These are flavors that they're going to put out.
Okay.
And they're interesting.
What have you got?
We start with masala.
What is masala?
It says here, inspired by tastes of India.
Okay.
Masala.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Like
this
chicken
one.
tikka masala?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this one, inspired by tastes of Korea, honey butter.
Well,
So,
now we're talking.
Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
Well, I'm closest to you.
Do you want to start with?
Easiest to handle.
Want to start with masala?
Sure.
Okay. Let me open that up. There you go. Oh, okay. They look like a barbecued chip kind of thing, but the masala. You should taste the star anise in there. You should taste the. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
I like it. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. I like
That's not
it.
bad.
I'd
Yeah.
buy those.
Guy says that they've had masala in Canada for a while. I hear good things.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers with a little bit of a burn,
But not crazy.
but not crazy burn. That's fine. And, okay, here's honey butter. Let's try honey butter.
You know, the first time I ever, we had barbecue potato chips when I was a kid. That was about it.
I don't care for that. That's fake butter flavor. I don't like fake butter flavor.
I don't mind it.
I don't like that.
Let me look at the ingredients on there.
I like the other one better.
You like the masala, but not the honey butter?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser with the masala.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the honey butter. It's different.
Yeah. It's, well, There's natural flavors.
It says natural flavors,
It
Gina.
could be anything. Dirt's a natural flavor.
So when I'm growing up, we had potato chips, and then we have. I think the first variation was barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
And then maybe sour cream and onion,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And then I go to England,
Yes.
and I got ketchup potato chips and gravy potato
Dill
chips.
pickle.
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle potato. What? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Lamb. Remember lamb?
Lamb. Yeah, that's right. So potato chips are going crazy. Is what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it.
I like these.
Okay. Well, I'll have that sweet one then.
Yeah. That's good.
What stores will they be in? I don't know.
Look for them in a store near you.
I'm giving you the totality of my knowledge about this whole thing. She knows somebody who knows somebody. These aren't available yet, but they will be. That's all I know.
Inspired by the tastes of Korea.
I can think of other Korean
Taste of-
chips that would be more savory.
The masala is a little spicy. It lingers.
Yeah.
It lingers.
There you go.
I'll
All right.
I'll take the honey butter.
All right.
Anyway.
I allegedly thought of buying a key to the laundry machine at my apartment complex because it takes quarters, and allegedly it would have let me do laundry for free.
There's allegedly a key that you can buy.
No, there is.
Yeah.
There
You know,
really
he
is.
keeps seeing allegedly
I know.
so he doesn't get in trouble.
Well, he
allegedly,
didn't do it.
right?
That's why he said allegedly.
Well, I didn't do it, but if I did, the key didn't fit anyways.
So you
so you almost did it.
So allegedly,
these
people were selling you something that would allegedly allow you to rip off people. Instead, you allegedly got ripped off by a company that sold you this item.
That'd be an alleged company.
I don't know who's allegedly ripping off who here because
It sounds like allegedly you got ripped
laundry is allegedly $1.25 a load, which isn't
Nick,
much except
Nick.
it's quarters only.
Nick.
And imagine
Nick.
allegedly having to go to the bank every single week to get
Nick.
quarters just to do your laundry.
Nick,
Allegedly.
even though the key that you allegedly got did not work, you still allegedly committed a crime by
Allegedly.
trying to do it.
Allegedly.
By trying to do it. And I don't want to hear this whining and belly aching about having to get quarters. You go to the bank every once in a while and get a couple of rolls of quarters. Big deal.
Don't they have an alleged change machine in this alleged
No.
laundry?
They don't allegedly
Why
provide
would they?
anything.
Why would they allegedly do that?
It's like they don't
I
want
know
you
why.
to allegedly do anything.
That's just allegedly crazy.
I know why they don't. I wouldn't do it either.
You wouldn't have a change machine
No,
allegedly in your alleged washing? Why
no,
not?
Because it's another pain in the ass that you have to take care of. When it doesn't work right or people complain about it. No, I wouldn't do that. Get your own damn quarters.
Allegedly.
The dryer machine
God,
doesn't work well,
I
so you
can't-
got to do 2 loads.
Well, why don't you take it to Mama's house?
I do.
All right.
Allegedly.
That's what I always used to do. Take my laundry to Mommy's house.
Twins Joel and Benji Madden were born. They have the same birthday today.
Huh. They're
From
twins and they have the same birthday?
Imagine that. Good
Oh,
Charlotte.
work.
there.
Are they identical twins or?
Yes.
Do they
Yes.
look that much alike? That
Yes.
Peas in a pod, as it
Yes.
were?
All right. 7:26, time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, March 11, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. This was a gross lack of judgment. You think? State regulators in Flagstaff, Arizona, voted to revoke the license of a Flagstaff dentist who used pliers on a patient during surgery. This was such a gross lack of judgment in the moment, said Mary Rossi, a member of the Arizona Board of Dental Examiners. The board voted 5-2 in favor of revoking Dr. Robert Janice Arizona dental license. I don't know how these two
who are
people
the
possibly. Here's what happened. The board's report claims that the dentist had difficulty removing a patient's implant during a November 2023 dental surgery. The board alleged that Dr. Janice left the room while the patient was sedated and grabbed some non-sterile pliers from a tool box. He then used the pliers to pull the implant out.
Did it work?
The board's report said that the patient had a weakened immune system. Using non-sterile tool in his mouth created the potential transfer of harmful microorganisms that could have resulted in infection or death. The report also alleges there was no clinical evidence that removing all of the patient's lower teeth was necessary at all. Specifically, the radiograph showed that the majority of the teeth extracted were restorable and contained long, healthy roots and only mild bone loss. After reviewing the investigative report, the board voted in late October to take a rarely used action. It's called summary suspension, preventing him from practicing until the board can make a final decision. At that time, the board said its investigation found that public health, safety, and welfare imperatively requires emergency action against his license. They pulled his license completely. He said, well, the patient was happy with the treatment I gave. It was a bad choice to use those pliers.
I wiped them on my shirt.
Boom.
Does this mean I have to go back in time and sue my dentist?
Yeah, you've had similar problems, haven't you?
Because when I was a little kid, dentist in Spanish Fork did the same thing.
Like actual just
Actual pliers. He was trying to use his dentist
Yeah.
stuff. And he goes, hang on a second. He leaves. He comes back.
Same thing.
Yeah. He says, I just can't get that tooth out.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, I got to go back in time now.
Boner candidate number 1. This was a gross lack of judgment, you think?
It made me terrified of dentists for the rest of my life.
Boner candidate number 2. Family tempest regarding tattoo. Now, this is a confusing story, and it's kind of poorly written, but that doesn't matter in a way. A Salt Lake City woman was booked into jail Sunday for alleged child abuse with injury, intentional or knowing, a Class A misdemeanor. According to her arrest document, the 43-year-old woman allegedly assaulted her stepdaughter by pulling the girl's hair and forcing her to the ground face down and causing a cut to her leg. The complainant was the 16-year-old stepdaughter of the arrestee. On arrival, quote, this is a quote from an officer. On arrival, I observed that the woman was highly intoxicated, had trouble negotiating her steps, and was not following officer instructions. The complainant stated that she was giving her father a tattoo when the woman became upset because it was taking so long and that she was not going to be able to receive a tattoo because it was getting too late in the evening.
Oh, wow.
The teen stated that her stepmother, quote, took her dog and placed it into a truck in the garage and was going to drive away intoxicated. The complainant stated that she went to the garage to get her dog back, and her father's wife grabbed the complainant by the hair and placed her face down on the ground while she was yelling at her.
Oh, this is just a whole lot of dysfunction.
The complainant stated that when she was forced to the ground, she received a minor laceration on her leg. The woman was booked into the Salt Lake County jail system, where she remained incarcerated as of Sunday evening. I don't know, Gina, what the tattoo was.
You Tasmanian devil?
I don't know.
Marvin the Martian.
That's the story. It's Family Tempest regarding tattoo. Boner candidate number 2.
Wow.
They're all like the guy, the dad. Give me a tattoo.
My 16-year-old to give me a tattoo. I want one too. Why don't you hurry up? It's getting late.
I'm not going to be able to get out of here.
You don't take my dog.
The voice is on tonight.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I'll let you into the country if you promise to let me see him.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Excel Automotive Repair, commuter vehicle repair specialists, Asian and small domestic vehicles, dealership quality service at independent shop rates, 33rd South, 290 East. To make an appointment, go to excelautomotiverepair.com.
A British celebrity chef who claims he turned down the chance to work as a consultant on Meghan Markle's new lifestyle series now says the show leaves behind a sour taste. When asked to clarify what he disliked about the series, the chef, gives his last name here, Stocks, said, everything. The music is slow, it's lethargic, it's quite painful to watch. A native of Leeds, England, Stocks has worked in the kitchens of several Michelin-starred restaurants and reportedly prepped meals for the likes of Tom Hanks and Lady Gaga over the course of his culinary career. He said he was contacted by Netflix last year if he'd be interested in consulting on a lifestyle program. Though producers didn't mention Markle by name, he noted, I already kind of knew who it was. As to why he declined the offer, Mr. Stock said, well, I felt that even if she produced a really great program, which I was quite skeptical of anyway, that I might get a little bit slammed for it, being a part of it. A day after Mr. Stock's news interview aired, however, a New York Post article cast doubt on his claims after being approached to be part of With Love, Meghan. When contacted by Huffington Post, a representative for the Duchess of Sussex would not comment on the record regarding Mr. Stock's remarks. This is more problem for Meghan Markle, though.
This series has gotten horrible reviews.
Yeah, apparently it's very disingenuous. Just simpering fake and awful. Measles cases have now been reported in 13 states this year after Maryland's Department of Health confirmed a case on Sunday in a Maryland resident who traveled internationally. Measles is one of the most contagious infectious diseases among humans, virologists and Johns Hopkins University professor Andrew Pecos said. If you're in the room with someone infected with measles, there's a 95% chance that you're going to be exposed to the virus and get infected if you're not vaccinated. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had confirmed 222 cases of measles in the U.S. as of March 6th. A third of those cases were in children under the age of 5 years old. 2 deaths have been reported. If you've been vaccinated against measles, you really have very little concern with the current outbreaks going on, said the virologist. But if you're unvaccinated, you're highly susceptible to infection.
And it's not just that. If you have young people in your life that you care about that are too tiny to have gotten the vaccination yet, they can get it.
Mm-hmm.
You said USAID was also the primary funder of the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, established in 2003 under George W. Bush. PEPFAR has saved more than 25 million lives and helped smother the global HIV pandemic.
Well, let's get rid of that.
More than 20 million people, 500,000 of them children, were receiving HIV treatment through the program when Trump signed an executive order on his first day back in office, pausing all foreign aid for 90 days. Secretary of State Marco Rubio promised that waivers would allow the life-saving work to continue, but few have materialized.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, USAID staff who are placed on administrative leave can't distribute medicine or cover costs for transport and personnel. After this dismantling, PEPFAR's activities in hundreds of places around the world remain restricted at best and fully paused at worst. Without the support long provided by this program, thousands of people will likely die far younger than they would have with proper medical care. PEPFAR's current authorization ends later this month. Its future is very unclear. USAID's efforts to stop Ebola at the source are now gone as well.
The thing I'm waiting for the courts to come out and say is if Congress appropriates money for something, we have said this money goes toward this program. That's the end of it. It is there. In order to take that money away, you have to go back through Congress to do that. I don't know how they've been able to take any of this funding away from any of these things.
All of the employees of USAID abroad have been instructed to return to the United States within the next 30 days. It's just staggering.
It is.
A judge in Box Elder County has been arrested and faces multiple child sex charges after evidence allegedly shows that he distributed and received child sex abuse material online. Kevin Robert Christensen, arrested last week following an investigation by the FBI's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force. Christensen is listed as a judge with the Box Elder County Justice Court, overseeing cases involving Class B misdemeanor offenses and lower crimes. Apparently, he was. They recovered chat. He thought he was chatting with a 13-year-old girl and engaged in sexually graphic conversation and exchanged videos. And a middle school teacher has been charged with the rape of a teenager and sending nude videos. This is in Delta, Utah. And the Supreme Court is going to take up state bans on conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus children. The Supreme Court is going to see what they're going to do about that.
Okay, I need a
Department of Homeland Security has begun performing polygraph tests on employees to determine who might be leaking information.
Bill?
Yeah.
I need a water scan squirrel. I need.
A Justice Department official says she was fired after opposing restoring Mel Gibson's gun rights. Is that good? No.
Oh, she was fired for opposing.
Opposing, yeah. She
for
said
saying
he should not get he should not have gun rights.
Yeah.
And so they fired her.
Well, because he's still in
he
trouble.
Had a domestic violence charge against him.
He is not legally allowed to own a gun. That's why she said no.
Well, here's something that'll make you feel better.
Okay.
A Russian billionaire has set a new record for Miami-Dade County with a $120 million sale of his Star Island estate. So there you go.
What?
All right.
He's done well.
Weather, traffic.
Beautiful day today, 62 and sunny. Will be kind of the same tomorrow. Things should change on Thursday. 50 to 90% chance of rain, then rain changing over to snow Thursday night. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15 approaching the I-80 East interchange in South Salt Lake. At least 2 to 3 right lanes are blocked. More emergency vehicles arriving on the scene. Traffic is backed up into Murray. Crash eastbound 47 South 27th West in the intersection, blocking 2 right lanes. Traffic is backed up to 32nd West. Consider an alternate if you're trying to get on the 215 West Belt. That's traffic.
Here's Boner Canada number 3.
What?
I'll let you in the country if you promise to let me see him. Now former United States Border Patrol agent is accused of making women expose their breasts to get into the country. Shane Milan pleaded guilty 2 counts of deprivation of rights under color of law, according to court records. In August of 2023, while stationed at Wellesley Island in Jefferson County, New York, Mr. Millen was tasked with processing immigrants who'd crossed into the country at the southern border. He was responsible for processing paperwork that would allow the immigrants to stay in the country until court hearings. Millen was processing paperwork for a woman via webcam. The woman was in Eagle Pass, Texas, in a room with her 1-year-old daughter. During the processing, Millen falsely told the woman that her file said she had a tattoo on her chest, according to court records. The woman responded by saying, "I do not have a tattoo on my chest."
Well, we're just going to have to see about that.
Mr. Milan ordered her to show him, the plea agreement said. The woman stood up, lifted her clothing, and exposed her breasts, the court record said. Toward the end of the webcam call, Millen told the woman she had to show them again to confirm that there was no tattoo.
Ugh.
When the woman resisted, he told her he would not sign the paperwork unless she did. The woman put her baby on the ground, exposed her breasts again, and Millen said, "Okay, welcome to the USA." He did the same thing some time later. He had a husband and children leave the room and asked the woman if she had any tattoos. The woman said she had a tattoo on her collarbone and pulled the neckline of her shirt down to show him. Millen told the woman to lift her shirt and bra up, which she did, exposing her breasts. Then, before the end of the interview, he told her to do it again, and she complied. He is accused of ordering other women to do the same thing during their virtual processing. Boner candidate number 3. I'll let you in the country if you promise to let me see him.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. This was a gross lack of judgment, you think? A dentist in Arizona using some unsterile pliers from a toolbox to pull out a whole bottom implant of teeth, most of which were fine, but he pulled them out anyway. Boner candidate number 2, family tempest regarding tattoo here in Salt Lake City. A weird story about a father getting a tattoo from his daughter, and the stepmom is getting mad because it's getting late and she's not going to be able to get her tattoo, and drunkenness ensues. And then Boner candidate number 3, I'll let you into the country if you promise to let me see him.
All right. Here we go. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think is the worst, the one that you think should win Boner of the Day. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote, 877-602-9696. It's easy to go online and vote. X96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, March 11, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right. You've got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in for Boner of the Day. And then it's X-Poll time. The question, what is your irrational fear? Irrational fear. Afraid of something that will very unlikely happen.
You don't know it could happen.
All right, got that for you coming up. Be ready to call. All right, let's get to voting. It's Boner of the Day. Boom.
Those are good. Why?
Well, I mean, listen. Listen. I mean, I still have in that. So I have a little file that says "Boner on Deck." That's where I put the ones that I'm.
That's where they're
considering.
warming up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the ones I'm considering. Listen to some of these titles, and then maybe I'll tell you about a couple of them. Woman names newborn son methamphetamine rules.
That one kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, it's not what you think.
Oh.
Yeah. Woman spreads dead brother's ashes in a packed club pool in Ibiza. Police officer, no, I don't want to do that one. How about Gilbert Arenas podcast slams Utah. Moved the Jazz to Seattle, he says. And it's just him slamming Utah.
Okay.
Aussie man fined over $2,000 for taking his pet python surfing.
I have questions.
He was just on a surfboard and the python was around his neck.
And so he's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at me.
If you fall and the python
Yeah, that's why he got
falls-
fined.
Exactly.
Yeah. Teen dresses up as married woman to rob bank.
How do you dress up as a married woman?
As you can see, I'm married.
I'm a giant.
I'm here to take money out of my husband's account.
I think that's exactly
You
what
know,
he did.
my husband.
Yeah. Teacher cuts girl's hair without permission. Now here's one you really might want to hear this one.
Okay.
Trump aide Cassidy Hutchison claims Rudy Giuliani groped her on January 6th.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And
I
you want to
mean,
hear?
I saw the Borat movie, so, you know.
You want to hear any of these? How about let's woman names newborn son methamphetamine.
Yeah, when you're saying it's not what you think,
Yeah.
I'm curious what that means.
Yeah, and I've had this in the file for a few days. It's New South Wales, Australia. An Australian journalist, Kirsten Drysdale, is currently in a newborn bliss bubble, having recently welcomed her child with her husband, Chris. There's just one problem. Her son's legal name is Methamphetamine Rules.
What?
The New South Wales...
Well, that's just too hard to spell. He's going to have a hard time in kindergarten spelling.
Well, they call him MR. The Registry of Birth, Deaths, and Marriages. Now, see, so you think, oh, well, she's the boner candidate, right, for naming her kid? No, that's not where it is. The registry let the name slip through the cracks during its submission process, despite offensive terms being prohibited. A spokesperson told News.com that they've since strengthened their system to avoid it happening again. Okay, mistakes happen, but why would Drysdale name her child Methamphetamine Rules to begin with? She is a TV presenter and been working on a story which aims to investigate the answers to viewers' burning questions. One of them was, what can I legally name my baby? While researching for the story, the heavily pregnant Drysdale was trying to decipher what the register default names a child if a parent's first submission is rejected.
Okay.
And she wasn't getting a clear answer from the government. She was about to give birth. She decided this was perfect timing to take matters into her own hands as part of the story.
Okay.
We thought, what is the most outrageous name we can think of that will definitely not be accepted by the registry?
I see where this is going.
It was really just a lighthearted, curious attempt to get an answer to the question.
Thought for sure they're going to reject this.
Well, imagine Ms. Drysdale's horror when her initial outline submission listing her son's fake name was approved very quickly. Weeks later, Drysdale got quite the push present when the official birth certificate arrived in the mail, and right there on the official birth certificate, Methamphetamine Rules. I don't know how this slipped through, said the manager of the registry. I don't. Possibly they thought methamphetamine was a Greek name, said the reporter. They haven't really given us a clear answer how this happened.
Hi.
So
my name's Methamphetamine Rules, but you can just call me Meth.
It's
that's interesting.
I know, and so the registry would have been the boner candidate there. I don't. So now I'm going to have to, and then the Rudy Giuliani one is just.
.49, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by tacos.
Okay.
And Squatters Corner Pub, now open at Valley Fair Mall. Corner Pub carries on the tradition of iconic squatters downtown, serving lunch and dinner daily with brunch on the weekends and pouring the best local beers. Stop by Squatters Corner Pub in West Valley City today.
Well, the dentist came in a very distant third, which I thought was odd. The boner candidate number 2, that whole tattoo and dog and drunkenness and all of that didn't do very well either. 160 votes. The winner, boner candidate number 3. I'll let you into the country if you promise to let me see him.
All right. There you go. That's your Boner of the Day for today, March 11, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I'm not sure our phones are working, are they?
They are.
Oh, okay.
We've got...
You mean 877-602-9696?
That's the one. It's time for the Radio from Hell X poll. 877-602-9696. I mean, you can text us, but really it's a phone
we would
feature.
prefer a phone call. The question is, what is your irrational fear?
I was trying to think of mine, and all my fears are entirely rational, I think.
I mean, what started this was I shared my fear of something is caught in the garbage disposal, and I absolutely cannot bring myself to reach my hand in there and pull it out, even though I know it's not on and nothing's going to happen. I
What if there's an electrical surge?
I just can't do
Well,
it.
you saw Maximum Overdrive, so you know.
I guess I have an irrational fear of. I feel uncomfortable around unhoused knives. I mean, I use knives all the time, but I don't like them being left out on the counter.
Yeah.
And so, you know, because I think
Something bad could happen.
Somebody could grab one of those and stab me in a second.
Here's some. Quinn of Sunset, thanks for letting me listening. Heading to school, but my irrational fear is being pushed from behind at the urinal unexpectedly and smacking my face on the handle part.
Did this happen when you were in middle school?
It's never happened. No
Oh.
one's ever threatened it. I don't know what this is about. That's the definition of irrational, see?
Somebody says, I have an irrational fear that I've somehow packed something illegal in my luggage before going to the airport, knowing full well that I didn't.
Exactly.
There are the phones.
All right, let's see. Let's go to, first of all, looks like Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your irrational fear?
That if I ever go ice skating, I'll trip and fall, and someone will skate and cut off my fingers.
Do you go ice skating at all?
Absolutely not.
That's why.
But you know how that never happens if you don't go ice skating.
Then that says to me it is a completely irrational fear.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Chelsea. Hello, Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea, what's your irrational fear?
That if I leave a drink in my car when I go in the store and forget to lock it, that someone will poison it.
In your car.
They'll open the car door. They'll lean in.
Now, when you're at a bar and you leave a drink and go to the bathroom and come back, that is a rational fear.
That is rational.
In your
yes.
car,
It
that
is
is
a rational fear.
that is irrational.
Is it really? Is it that rational in a bar?
It
even?
is.
Bill, for a woman,
these
you have
days,
to worry about
yeah.
that.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's go to Zane.
Hello, Zane.
Good morning, Lords. How are you?
Fine. What's your irrational fear, Zane?
Changing a light bulb.
Changing
What
a light
will
bulb.
happen? What are you worried will happen?
Getting shocked.
How many Zanes does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
All right. See you later, Zane.
All right. Zane.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see. A text. My irrational fear is that sometimes when I'm using the blender, those blades are somehow going to spin off and break through the glass and kill me.
That could happen.
They'll just come loose,
That's a common household accident.
fly right up. Let's go to Lane. Hello, Lane.
Lane, where are you calling from? Lane?
I think we lost Lane.
No,
Wayne, Zane, or
Lane.
It says Lane
it's
here.
But
you.
maybe that's not your name.
I
Maybe
don't know
we got
what your
that
name
wrong.
is. Yeah.
Who is this?
well, I'm Wayne.
Wayne. Okay.
Wayne, okay,
What's your
Wayne.
fear?
Like I've been a ski instructor for many, many, many years,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm afraid of leaving the house.
Now
Is
that's
now-
agoraphobia. That's
Now it's difficult then.
Yeah.
How do you teach your ski lessons?
Yeah. How?
If you
Well, when I get up there and when I do my thing, like I'm okay, but it's leaving the house.
So getting
just,
up and leaving
just,
the house.
Just getting the courage to walk out the door. Well, good
Yeah,
on you for
thank
doing
you.
it.
Yeah.
There are people that feel the way you do and just don't ever leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
So good on you for doing it.
Where are you now, Lane?
Wayne.
Wayne.
Wayne. I'm in South Salt Lake. I work at. Well, I don't think I can.
Yeah, you
That's
don't.
okay. That's okay.
Are you?
That's okay.
Are you? So you're at work?
No, not now.
Are you at home?
Yeah.
Stay there.
Bill, that's
Just
not
stay there.
helpful.
I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah,
All
That's
right.
not helpful.
Just stay there, Wayne.
Thanks, Wayne.
See you later.
Okay, let's go to Garrett. Hi, Garrett.
Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
Thank
You bet. What's your irrational fear?
So anytime I see police lights behind me, I think I'm getting pulled over, and even though I've done nothing wrong. And then if I ever do get pulled over, I think I'm getting arrested. I'm just a nervous wreck the whole time.
Yeah.
Have you ever been arrested?
Yeah, I have, but it's been years.
But maybe that's not irrational if it's something that's actually happened to you. I'm just trying to make you feel better about it.
Do you ever have the one? This is sort of similar, and I actually have had this fear. If a fire truck, if I'm driving home and a fire truck goes rushing past me in the same direction, I think, oh God, my house is on fire.
Oh, for sure. I think that every time.
Yeah. All right.
I actually had that.
Yeah.
I had when I was living in the Warren. I pulled up to my house after work, and there was smoke everywhere and fire trucks, and my road was blocking off. I thought it was my house, but it was my neighbor's house.
Oh. Well, Garrett, I think maybe you ought to go find out where Wayne lives and stay there with him.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks, Garrett. Okay, we'll continue this on the other side of this break. What is your irrational fear? Irrational being the key word there. All right, 877-602-9696 is the number to call.
Crash northbound I-15 approaching the I-80 East interchange in South Salt Lake. 3 right lanes on I-15 northbound are blocked with emergency vehicles. They're working on a crash involving a pickup truck facing backwards with the trailer it was towing flipped on its side. That sounds like that'll be a mess for a while. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 61st South. We've got a crash in Davis County, northbound 20th West, 2300 North in Davis County. Crash northbound I-15 152nd South in Salt Lake. And whatever you're seeing or whatever irrational fear you have, you can text those at 33986.
All right, thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with more of the X-Poll. What is your irrational fear? 877-602-9696. And then we'll play Beat Gino. And bye. KX.
in Cottonwood who got pears.
In
has-
Cottonwood,
In
she got-
Cottonwood, they got great pears in Cottonwood.
One of the oddest moments on TV.
Brilliant.
ever,
I love
on,
it.
Mad Men.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a little,
Yeah.
just a little vignette in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the pears? All right, we return with the X poll now. 877-602-9696. You got an irrational fear or two? Let us hear about it.
All right, let's go to Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Good morning.
What's up?
I have an irrational fear of being stopped in traffic that backs me up under an overpass. Like if there was an earthquake, I'm afraid the overpass will fall on me.
Oh, well,
I get that one.
That's true. I mean, it would. I'm sure it would if there was an earthquake.
Well, it stems from when I was a kid and the earthquake in the Bay Area, which was like
Mhm.
around,
Yeah.
I don't know, what was it, like 89 or something?
Yeah, it was a bad one.
And I saw like the double-decker
Mhm.
freeways that collapsed.
Yep.
And ever since then, I've just, get me out from under there.
I think I think there was, as I recall, one person who was smashed in that, and interestingly enough, her name was Mary.
Stop. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks.
That reminds me of
Bye.
in Little Cottonwood Canyon. There's a giant boulder that someone a long time ago stuck a stick under that looks like the stick is holding it up.
Oh, I see.
And for this, I think it's still there. Every time I would drive by that, I was certain the stick was going to break and the boulder was going
That
to roll.
treacherous
into-
coyote.
Yep.
All right, let's go to James. Hello, James.
James.
Morning, Lords.
Hey.
I am afraid of, so you got two cars for, dense urban area parallel parked on a hill, and I'm afraid of walking in between the two parked cars because I'm afraid the uphill one, the parking brake and transmission are somehow both going to give way, and it's going to fall back and crush my legs against the downhill.
Well, that
car.
could totally happen.
That could happen, so just don't do that.
It's pretty damn unlikely, I think.
Well, yeah, but don't take the chance. Don't do it.
Okay.
All right,
I won't do that.
You could talk to our friend Bad Brad Wheeler. He knows about getting his legs stuck between two cars.
That's true.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Thanks, James.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, great. Now he's really nervous.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, oh, this actually happened to
Yeah.
somebody.
Not quite, but
Milo.
Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning. So, my irrational fear is having to go into so much debt that I cannot get out of it. I used to work in finance when I was young, and I used to pull people's credit reports all the time, and I know how to maintain the 854. But when I see their debt, I'm like, what?
Excuse me, Milo. The question is, what's an irrational fear?
Well, he's saying he
That is
knows how to not get
This
into that
is-
situation.
this is quite a rational
It's the fear of
fear.
getting into so much debt, you just can't get
Exactly.
out. Like, how do you get
This,
into
this
so
is
much debt?
this is rational.
All right, Milo.
Thanks, Milo.
All right, thank you. Let's go to
I'm not sure Milo is rational.
Stella.
Stella.
Is it Stella?
Stella, without the T.
Stella.
Stella. Okay. What's your irrational fear?
I'm scared that if anything falls in the garbage disposal and I have to stick my hand in there, it's just going to turn on itself and eat away my hand.
Well, that's stupid, isn't it, Gina?
That's mine.
That's Gina's. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
I share
I'd
that.
rather grind it up in there.
Oh.
Whatever's in there is going to stay in there because I'm not getting it out.
All right.
Thanks, Stella.
Thanks.
Stella. Excuse me.
Stella. Let's go to Aaron. Hello, Aaron.
Good morning, Lord Bill, Lord Kerry, and Lord Gina.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Do you remember the Maverick Strangler a few months ago?
The Maverick Strangler.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, the guy that freaked out and somebody was taking too long in the john, and he strangled
Oh,
him,
yeah.
choked him out in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bathroom and left him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have a fear. I have a fear of going into a Maverick bathroom and getting a knife to the throat, and then someone cuts off my Johnson and leaves it in the toilet.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, that's
Aaron,
an irrational fear.
Bye-bye,
Aaron breaking our no funny voices rule.
Bye, Aaron.
All right.
I share this one with Ranger Kate, too. I have a lot of these. She says, I fear my bathtub will fall through the floor when it's full. Yes. Yes, I fear that.
All right. Let's go to Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hey, morning, guys.
Yeah.
So I have an irrational fear of like wedding rings. Specifically, I wear a silicone wedding ring because in my mind, if I wear a metal ring, I'm just going to be strolling down the street, and suddenly I'm going to slip and fall, reach out to grab something, and suddenly I have no more skin and bones.
Yeah.
It's just going to my finger just pops off.
That's, it's unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
But I have had injuries caused by my rings.
You get it
before.
caught on stuff.
Get it caught on something, and that's why most people who work with their hands, they'll
Or
take
machinery
they'll
or-
take their rings
Yeah.
off before
Mhm.
they work, and that's.
Oh
you know.
yeah, no, I take mine off all the time, and it is like I'm like, oh, sorry, just can't do that right now. I'm washing dishes, so sorry, my finger might fall off.
Yep.
All right.
All right, thanks, Richard.
Let's
Yeah, have a good one.
go to Blake. Hello, Blake.
Blake.
Hey, good morning.
Hi. You have an irrational
Hey.
fear?
You know, I don't, but my wife has a fear of heights, which is rational. But what the irrational part of it is when we're watching a TV show or a movie, and they're somewhere up high, then she starts feeling sick and has to change it.
Sometimes that'll get me too. Yeah.
Teetering on somebody on TV or in a movie teetering on the edge of a building or
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's designed
to make
you
you feel
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I
Success.
don't know. Maybe it's not that irrational, but
It's still, I mean, when we're in the safety of our front room.
Yeah. You're not
Right.
falling off anything.
Okay.
Thanks, Blake.
All right, Blake. Let's go to Spencer. Hello, Spencer.
Spencer.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, what's
Spencer.
what?
The Spencer.
Oh, it's
our Spencer.
Our Spencer. So, what's your irrational fear, Spencer?
I am scared that I'm going to open an all-glass door one day and the whole thing's going to shatter.
Yeah, I've had that.
I can
not
see
that
that.
it's happened,
So-
but I've thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not irrational, but there it is. So
Okay.
Well, hey, Spencer.
Stay away
Thank
from
you.
those doors.
All right, let's see. Holly, X-Pole. My irrational fear is that while I'm camping, I'll have to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom outside in the dark. The fear comes from thinking that at any moment a bear, cougar, or some other predator is going to jump out of the bushes and attack me.
See, I don't think that's irrational.
Not irrational.
Yeah.
Here's one that is irrational. Stripes at the bottom of pools.
So what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with that?
What is exactly? This is again. That's a phone call. That's not a
Yeah.
text.
Yeah, we need to know what that's all about.
X-Pool. Let's see. Werewolves. I know they're not real, but the thought of seeing one terrifies me.
I guess.
I think my heart would instantly stop out of fear if I ever.
I
saw
guess
one.
that is completely irrational.
Wow. Let's see. It's dumb, but when my hand slips off my bed, it will wake me up.
Yeah, because something's going to grab it.
Something's going to grab it?
Oh, Donna there on line one.
All right, let's see what Donna has to say. Donna, hello.
Oh, Donna, what's your fear?
Just getting my feet or legs grabbed if I'm going upstairs or on a bridge that have, open sides.
That's a hand's going to reach out and grab you. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
What? Oh, God. I guess that's irrational because I don't really even understand how anyone could. Do you have any idea why you fear why
It's
that
in
happens?
movies and stuff. You see that.
No, I know why. It's my mom and brother went to a haunted house in New Jersey, and they had people grabbing their feet when they were walking on the bridge. I was like 5, and they
Mhm.
told me
Oh, I
it
see.
ever since.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Donna. Thank you.
There you go. Now, here's the one that I'm surprised that we, here at the end, are finally getting.
Oh.
My irrational fear is being buried alive.
Yes.
I know it's a common one, but it's so bad that if I can't get my feet uncovered fast enough, I go into a panic attack.
I would say have yourself cremated.
Yeah.
You don't have to be worried about being buried alive.
Alive or dead.
All right. Well, let's continue this X-Poll since we're out of time. We'll continue it on our social medias. So go to our social medias and participate there. Your irrational fear.
Irrational fear would be trying to go northbound on I-15 right now. Oh, boy. 3 right lanes on I-15 northbound blocked with emergency vehicles working on a crash. This is just approaching the I-80 East interchange, but it's backing all the way back into Sandy now.
That's that's a terrible interchange.
Yeah.
Where you get off I-15 to go on up on the I-80 there.
So I guess a pickup truck is facing backwards with the trailer it was towing flipped on the side. So that's pretty much stopped traffic going northbound I-15 through there. I would avoid that area at all costs. There's also a crash northbound Bangor Highway 54 South exit in Taylorsville. Left lane, it's where the left lane goes away into the construction zone. That's where you're dealing with that. And whatever you're dealing with, text us 33986.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. It's easy to play, easy to win the prize. What is the prize?
Tickets to see Hozier. He's added a second and final show. So this is August 2nd.
All right. So tickets to see Hozier. 877-602-9696 for his second show. Because it is Jodie Comer's birthday today. Killing Eve trivia.
Okay. Don't worry if you're like, I've never seen that show. It's okay.
Or heard of Jodie Comer. Or...
None of that matters.
None of that matters.
Do you want to go see Hozier? Call 877-602-9696.
That is the number to call to play the game. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and...
fun in the long run. I'd rather.
I mean, once you get there.
Yeah. If I had the time, I would rather drive everywhere.
Really?
You don't enjoy airplane travel?
I do not. Not in the slightest. The airports are exceptionally busy. The planes are crowded. I mean, the flight to Seattle, SeaTac, and the flight back. Not a single seat was empty. Not a single seat. And
you're dealing with your boot. That's probably not easy.
So I get a wheelchair, but that's kind of a joke as well. Trying to get, I guess the airlines they all use the same wheelchair service. They subcontract, to it, and it's very hit and miss. Like you say, I need a wheelchair. I'd like one waiting for me. Well, it may be there or it may not be there. So maybe you just snag one yourself, and then your family pushes it, and not an attendant.
Is that what happened to you?
A couple of times. And then coming back, this is we're running pretty tight on time coming back to catch the plane back to Salt Lake. So but there's the wheelchair sign right there. And there's a whole bunch of wheelchairs and attendants.
Okay.
And I said, I need a wheelchair here on my ticket, my boarding pass. And they were like, okay, well, who's gonna? I don't know. And they were speaking a language I didn't understand for the most part. And then finally this young woman said, I'll take you. And so I said, okay, let's go find my family. So we go and we find the family, and her phone rings.
The attendant.
Yeah, the attendant.
Yeah.
And she said, I have to take you back. Why? We're going to be late for my. No, I have to take you back. So we go back to there, and then there's another back and forth about who's going to take me and why. And finally, this one guy, and the guy that was in charge says, no, you. Finally, one guy goes, I'm taking him. Right now, I'm taking him right now. Right. And he grabbed the chair that I was sitting in and grabbed my phone. And the guy who was running the stand went, hey, and he said, no, I'm taking him. And off we went.
Well, why so much trouble?
I have no idea.
Huh.
Zero idea why there was so much nonsense.
But you made your flight on time.
Yes, because he was great. That guy was great. He almost ran through the airport. Pushing that wheelchair that I was in, and he'd say, move, wheelchair coming, move,
I could see if there was only one person there and they're like, I can't leave the stand.
Yeah, no,
but
there were
plenty
there
of
were
people
several people there, and they almost kept my phone, that had my boarding pass on it. It was just madness, absolute madness.
So you want to drive?
But here's another thing I hate about the airport, and I think the ladies' room the restrooms are probably the same way. So the way the restrooms are set up now, there's a big door opening, and then there's a panel there.
Yeah.
Right? And
one way goes men's, one way goes women's.
No. It's
inside the men's.
Inside the men's room. You step through the big door. There's a big panel there. You can go to the right of the panel or the left of the panel. Both ways take you into the restroom. It would seem to me that the logical thing is going in. You take the right. You go to the right side. And then coming out, you come out on the other side. But as I'm always going in on the right side, somebody's coming out the right side.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah.
And I find that just the most aggravating thing because logic would dictate is you enter to the right. I think they should put arrows, put an arrow saying, go in this side. But
one-way entrance and one-way outrance.
Yeah, but it's
outrance.
Outrance. And then I just invented. You can have that.
Yeah, and then the same thing happens when you're going out. I make sure that I go out on that other side, and people are coming in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It just it infuriates me. I want to say, don't you understand how things should work? That's my anger at. But the Salt Lake Airport is very nice.
It's beautiful.
It's.
I always wish I had more time to spend there.
I've never had any time to spend in any of it.
That's what I'm saying. I always wish I had a layover in the Salt Lake Airport. It would be a nice airport to have a layover in.
And they have
great restaurants, great shops,
and you go, I bet that's nice.
Yeah, but I got to make my flight.
Hey, there's a. I can't. No, I can't. I gotta go. I gotta go. So, I talked to a woman though. She was in a wheelchair, 92, 92 years old. I said, "Where are you going?" And she said, "I'm going up to Bainbridge Island to visit my grandchildren." 92 years old. I said, "You're 92. Why don't they come here?"
Exactly.
Because getting to Bainbridge is you have to take the ferry and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well, I'm living in Cedar City. I flew up here and I've had a 5-hour layover here."
Oh wow!
So, why? Again, give me the names of those.
I'll call them.
I want to call them up and just give them the hell. They should be visiting you, not vice versa. She was really sweet.
School of Fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Oh, if you know, you know.
I couldn't think of the name of the band, frankly.
Exactly.
I remembered the song, but could not think of the band.
If you know, you know. All right, let's begin with Beat Gina. Is it brought to you by?
Catch Hosier coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater Friday, August 1st, and a second and final show August 2nd. Get your tickets and all your information at x96.com.
Oh, where's my game show? I'm sorry, Johnny.
That's all right.
I mean, you get all ramped up and ready to go, and there we go.
I just had time to finish my smoke.
Oh, good.
It's time for the game show where the feminine side of the program takes over. Yes, it's
Where's
her
that?
chance to take charge and shine she will, as she faces another formidable opponent. I give you Gina Barberi, so that you may try to beat Gina. I'm the announcer, Johnny O, with words before we begin our competition.
Yes.
You know, for the joy of childhood, the strength of girlhood, the support of motherhood, the comforting solace of old age, there is shredded wheat. Shredded wheat supplies the material for building the perfect bodies of growing children, for repairing muscular waste and replenishing energies expended in work or in play. It contains all the muscle-making, brain-building elements in the whole wheat, made digestible by steam cooking, shredding, and baking. More easily digested and more nutritious than mushy porridges.
Amen.
Shredded wheat from the Natural Food Company, Niagara Falls, New York. Remember, it's all in the shreds.
Thank you.
And now, here he is, all in the shreds himself, Kerry Jackson, your host.
Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Afton. Afton, are you there?
I am.
All right, Afton, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly. You decide heads or tails.
Okay. Heads.
Heads. Here we go. It is heads.
Oh, Afton, you're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Hosier on August 2nd.
All right, Afton, that means the first question is for you to answer on your own with no interference. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. If you don't get it correct, Gina has been paying attention. She will answer the question correctly and steal your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right. Jodie Comer's birthday today, and she was one of the stars of the TV show Killing Eve. So we have Killing Eve trivia. If you've never seen the show, don't worry about it. Let's see. Okay. After this one's for Afton first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Jodie Comer often listened to music as a way of setting the mood for her character Villanelle. Who does she listen to? Is it 1, Swedish electronic band Little Dragon? Is it 2, the Beatles' White Album? Is it 3, Lawrence Welk's Champagne Music Makers? Or 4, Coldplay, because it just makes her angry?
I'm going to say A.
That is correct.
What was it? What was
A
it?
Swedish electronic band, Little Dragon.
There we go. That's a point for Afton.
Wow.
And Afton, may I compliment you and your parents on a fine old-fashioned name like that.
Mhm.
It's lovely.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome. Now we go to Gina.
Gina? After Villanelle goes on a deadly rampage at the prison in Russia, killing multiple guards, she is discovered and restrained. What does she triumphantly yell just before being restrained?
Okay.
Is it 1, spoon?
Okay.
Is it 2, remember the Pueblo?
Okay.
Is it 3, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Or is it 4, take me to the hole?
Take me to the hole?
All right.
Question mark?
It's 1-1. You see, she is a formidable opponent. 1-1. Back to Afton.
All right, Afton. What is Eve trying to eat in her first meeting with Carolyn? What is Eve trying to eat? Is it 1, a croissant? Is it 2, a Bell Beefer from Taco Bell? Is it 3, a parfait? Or 4, a McDLT? You keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool.
A.
Wow,
Croissant.
confident with the croissant.
Confident.
Have you seen the show, Afton?
I have.
Oh,
there we go.
you're better than I.
That's 2-1. Now it's Gina's time to see if she can tie it up.
Gina, what club are Nico and Eve involved in?
Okay.
Is it 1, bridge club? Is it 2, chess club? Is it 3, the Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes? Or 4, they were 2 of the 300 members of the lodge International Order of Friendly Sons of the Raccoons. The monthly dues are only $2.
I will say chess club.
Chess club.
No?
Sorry, Gina.
Afton, here's your chance to move in for the kill.
Oh, gosh. Remind me the options.
Is it 1, the bridge club? Is it 2, the Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes? Or is it 4, the wrong answer?
You just want to read it again.
The Bridge Club?
Bridge club.
And Afton
There we
wins
go.
the game.
Well done,
Congratulations. Nicely done, Afton. You get to go. What is the ticket you
It's
want?
Hosier tickets.
Oh, Hosier.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
right. That's excellent. Say thank you, Afton.
Thank you.
All right, hang on the
Thank
line.
you for letting me listen.
Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
I got to go. I'm going to go have a bowl of frosted mini wheats.
All right. Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
On March 18th, experience Clark After Dark at Clark Planetarium. Chill to cool music, sip handcrafted mocktails, catch an exclusive sneak peek of the IMAX 3D movie Blue Angels. 18 and older only. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, it looks like Utah will become the first state to ban fluoride in public drinking water, despite widespread opposition from dentists and national health organizations, because what the hell does science matter? Republican Governor Spencer Cox said he would sign the legislation that bars cities and communities from deciding whether to add the mineral to their water systems.
Why?
Fluoride strengthens teeth and reduces cavities by replacing minerals lost during normal wear and tear. The addition of low levels of fluoride to drinking water has long been considered to be one of the greatest public health achievements of the last century.
Yes.
So let's turn our backs on public health, Spencer.
And
Government researchers have found that community water fluoridated prevents 25% of tooth decay.
And local communities have specifically voted, like it has been put to them and saying, do you still want fluoride in the water?
And they want it.
say yes.
Here's what Spencer Cox says. It's not a bill I care that much about,
Children's teeth?
but it's a bill that I will sign. What does that mean, Spencer?
Oh, God, he is such a coward.
Cox said that, like many people in Utah, he grew up and raised his own children in a community that doesn't have fluoridated water. You would think you would see drastically different outcomes with half the state not getting it. Well, we haven't seen that, Cox said in a weekend interview with ABC4 in Salt Lake. So it's got to be a really high bar for me if we're going to require people to be medicated by their government.
Oh,
wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Spencer, you coward.
There's an event that happens every year, has for the last few. My wife found this online. It's called Grid Zine Fest, and it's March 29th. And this was an Instagram post. It says Grid Zine Fest is only a couple of weeks away, and every year we pay a little money to boost our Instagram post to try and promote Grid Zine Fest. And it's, people who make zines, the little hand-done, like comics, sort of, of all kinds. And some of them are very clever. This year, our ad boost was rejected by Instagram because we stated that we stand for land back, trans and disability rights, and a free Palestine. We refuse to give money to a corporation who would censor us, and these statements are needed now more than ever. Please help us promote Grid. Repost and share. There's a link to a bio and a folder of different size flyers for you to download and print and plaster all over the city. Tell everyone about the best free zine festival in the spring in Salt Lake. This is what zines have always stood for: radical creativity, community, and we are grateful to share that with every single one of you. And we sure can't wait to show you all a particular little merch item we will have this year. But if you want to find out more about this, just go on Instagram and look for Grid Zine Fest. But apparently, they said that they won't let them pay to boost their post because that's what they stand for. That's just ridiculous.
Conservative voices are being repressed.
Ballots, let's see. Mr. Chair, may I pass out some material to the committee? That was Representative Jefferson Burton, the lawmaker carrying the key election reform bill pushed by Republican leaders in the Utah House of Representatives. He asked that before a Senate hearing on his proposal. On the top of the flyer said, Heritage Foundation Election Security Scorecard. And in bold text told lawmakers, a supermajority of whom are Republican, currently Utah ranks 33rd out of 50 for election security. Implementing these changes will raise our ranking to 9th overall. Burton's handout was seeking to change Utah's elections. Several of them were wrapped up into his bill, amendments to the election law. So what this story is about is the Heritage Foundation is what really has forced this these ultra-conservative asshats to tinker with our mail-in ballots in our election. The Heritage Foundation it was behind that. It has been endorsed by Senator Mike Lee as a blueprint to, quote, dismantle the administrative state and return power back to the states and the American people. Critics say it will push America. It is pushing America toward authoritarianism.
Yes.
Trump disavowed the plan on the campaign trail, but has since appointed many of its architects to key positions because he's a liar.
Yeah, just like he did with everything on the campaign trail.
Barely 24 hours after Utah lawmakers voted to quash a bill that sprung out of the state's Women's in Economic Commission, Women in the Economy Commission, that would have used empty state office space for child care, the legislature has now voted to kill the commission, too. The commission that was looking at women in the economy.
So that way they can't even speak up.
That's we're going to kill the commission as well. And the Utah state legislature has inserted itself into the man up in Park City, the richest man in Utah who wants to build his mansion, and it looks like he's going to be able to because the Utah state legislature tinkered with some legislation that would make it possible.
Important things.
For him to do that.
Important things.
Yeah. Get the fluoride out of the water and let the billionaire build his eyesore on the side of the hill in Park City. That's important.
Yep. Sports weather traffic.
Well, speaking of Park City, guess who was in Park City last
Ooh.
weekend?
Who?
Travis and Taylor.
Who?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Travis and
Travis
Taylor.
Bickle?
Were they?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelsey.
They were spotted. They were spotted going into a restaurant.
Oh, I thought you meant they had measles.
No.
They were spotted.
Any,
that's it. No, it's just that they were seen up there.
Okay.
They skied?
They haven't been in...
It might not even have been them.
They haven't been in public well, it's sources say, and
exactly.
sources don't.
People are saying, and I am hearing.
Utah Hockey Club lost to Toronto yesterday 4-3. They play the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow at 8. The Utah Jazz had a good rally, but you'll be shocked to hear they ended up losing anyway to the Boston Celtics 114-108. Big 12 tournament starts today, and the Utes are playing the UCF Knights in Kansas City at 7:30. That is your sports weather. Beautiful day today. High of 62, mostly sunny. It'll be the same tomorrow. Then Thursday into Friday, that's when things change. We'll have a chance of rain and snow, 50 to 90% chance, actually, and that continues through the weekend. Traffic, we've still got that slowage northbound I-15. It goes from Draper into West Jordan. Just stop and go traffic all the way through there. That accident a little bit further north has cleared up, so that's the good news. Crash northbound Bangerter Highway 54 South exit in Taylorsville. This is in the construction zone, of course. And I'm checking our message stream. Let's see. Somebody says I-15 northbound opens up after 72nd south with no problems. Thank you, Infinity member, for sending that in. 33986. Haster Games for board games. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
All right. I believe the Donut Critic is next. We'll find out after these. Stand by.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first wake up.
Let's hear it.
I don't go to Halloween
That's
parties.
the big story.
Is it?
Yes.
I
And well, okay.
I don't go to parties, let alone Halloween parties, let alone Halloween parties where there is a costume element to it.
So what got Gina out of her seat for this specific party?
Yeah, good question.
Well, part of it is it was a friend's party who happens to live across the street. So the effort required to get there.
Very little effort.
Very little effort.
Okay. Even then, I wouldn't.
But my husband and I are in this place where we are almost empty nesters. We're very close.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to be those people that don't have friends your whole adult life when you have kids because you're busy. And then once your kids are gone, go, okay, we would like some friends now that we don't have kids anymore.
Right.
So we're dipping our toe in socializing.
You don't want to fade away, as
Yeah.
they say. Okay, cool.
So get this invitation. It's a costume party. And I'm like, great, okay. What I hate, I'm talking to Nick right now, who has dressed up to come to work, not on Halloween. That's how much he likes dressing up in costumes.
No, this isn't a costume.
Oh,
This is him every day. He's how is it put?
I'm market tested bad boy Nick Davis.
Market tested.
So,
because you know what you need? You need a bad boy in there.
Yes.
That's what you need.
And that's Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal.
That's right. Market tested.
Surprisingly enough, my husband says I have an idea for a couple's costume.
Really?
Because if there's anyone in my house that likes to dress up less than I do, it's him.
Okay.
And he says, and I can do it using things in my own closet. Because I've looked in the mirror recently as I've been watching the news, and I've noticed I have a resemblance in my wardrobe and general look to George Santos.
Oh, no. I disagree, but...
I mean...
It's a snappy business attire.
So I thought, okay, why don't we both go as George Santos?
But how do you do that, Gina?
Well, I sent Katie a picture that I'm hoping she puts up.
There it is.
George Santos, you might recall, and this is the one thing he's done that I think we all applaud him for, is
Yes.
he has performed in drag before.
Listen,
and there are photos.
Listen, I was in Brazil and I was having a good time. Sue me.
This is the one thing I think is great.
Yeah.
And so I said, I will also go as George Santos in drag. So I got a red dress and a red feather boa and a big fake jewelry choker. And we went, and all I had to get for Joe was an American flag pin to put on his...
You mean you don't have any?
No, you would think I would. So we were collectively George Santos.
You look nice.
I look nice as a drag queen?
No, it's a great costume, but if you didn't explain to me, I'd just be like, oh, you two look really
we
nice
just
this
went-
evening.
The Santoses. Now, what was the drag name? What
what was...
Ravish?
I have it here. Well, let me look
what
one
is-
kid. Yeah, because he had a
He has
different drag name.
He has a drag name, yeah. But even though it was just one night in Brazil while he was having a good time,
Right.
he's got a whole persona.
Kitara Ravash.
That's it, Ravash. Katara Ravash.
That is a really good name.
That is.
We went to the party.
Did you win best costume?
I don't know because
You left early.
we left early.
Of course you did. As would I have. See, that's how I knew.
Yeah.
Once the karaoke came out,
Oh, really? Oh.
we Irish goodbye'd it right back across the street.
Perfect.
And I was in my jammies by 9:30. It was
Oh, my goodness.
Perfect evening right there.
I went though.
That's a night on the town.
Proud of
Yeah.
I'm proud of both of us.
I'm proud of you.
Did you mingle?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we chatted.
Okay.
Although if you're trying to meet new people, a Halloween costume party is
No.
not a good place to do that
No.
because I will not know really what any of these people look
Yeah,
like.
you won't recognize anybody.
Now, of course, there were a couple different Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Everybody's
Yeah.
going to do that.
There were a couple of those.
Then a couple of Barbies and Kens.
There were, but I will say about the Barbies, they discussed this, and they were each a different Barbie.
A different Barbie. That's
So
a good idea.
There was Cowboy Barbie and roller skating Barbie and Weird Barbie,
good
and
idea.
so it wasn't just all showing up as the same. So I applaud them for that.
And here's a texter that says, Gina, speaking for the gays, I love that you picked Katara Ravache as your party
good.
costume.
I was. Do you know there was a tiny bit of me that was worried that I shouldn't do. But if the gays say it's okay,
You've
then
got
I feel better.
You've got
about
at least one seal of approval
Okay,
here.
good.
So.
$986.
Is this a sponsored feature?
Brought to you by Oreo Donut.
Well, I've already started eating.
Yeah.
Here he is, Ben Lee, the donut critic.
Thanks for having me on again.
It's always a pleasure. The 7th annual Utah Donut Championship started yesterday.
Yeah, so I was shocked when I started looking at the winners that I've had the last 6 years and thinking, holy cow, 7 years we've been doing this competition, highlighting our donut shops. And I want you guys all to know that Utah truly is a gem for donuts. It is a hot spot for donuts.
We're spoiled with our donut options.
I mean, we're not a LA or we're not New York. However, we are one of the top 5 spots because people always tune in and they say, how do you have 32 shops to go through this bracket? And I said, I could probably come up with 64.
Easily.
Yeah.
Huh. So previous winners, I think this is interesting. You started in 2019 with Fresh Donut and Deli.
They're still my go-to donut.
Oh, they are so good.
Mountain Donuts is next.
Yep, up in Ogden.
Chubby Baker in
I like
2021.
Chubby, yeah, we brought Chubby on a couple weeks ago.
Banbury Cross won 2 years in a row. They've always been a place I go to. They're pretty close to my house.
Very standard, good, and
just straight ahead.
Yep.
And Lehigh Bakery last year. So now what have you brought us today?
So what I brought you in today is Donut Boy. And the reason why I brought you in Donut Boy, because we've tried the winners in a lot of these more popular shops. There's a shop, 1 or 2, that are always so near to winning. And Donut Boy is one of those. Donut Boy and Donut Star down in Draper in South Jordan. And I think more people need to know about it. Donut Boy is a really good donut.
It's in West Valley.
Yep, so it's in West Valley, right by the Maverick Center, right before you get into the Maverick Center trap.
Okay, and
just
what's their story?
So Donut Boy is a family-owned business. They were traveling around, and they had always hit up the donut shops in other states and realized that donuts in Utah were pretty boring. This is back in 2015.
Yeah.
So they decided to get the gourmet donuts here, and they really have been a pioneer. I mean, now you can go to many shops and get that gourmet feeling, but they've kept that gourmet donut going, the quality, and all that familiness going, too.
This is really for that one was just the glazed, right?
Yeah.
Very good glazed. I don't know what the other one was you gave
Is
me.
that a pistachio?
The pistachio was great.
So this is the Dubai chocolate. So they are one of the first, especially in Utah, to do the Dubai chocolate donut. So that's a huge thing. I brought in a chocolate, yes.
Yeah. From the tea place.
Yes, from the coffee place over there. And they decided to do a donut, and it's really good because it is that pistachio butter.
So good.
Milk chocolate on top, and then it's real pistachio crumbled on top as well. So.
This is, and then this thing is, what is this monster?
So you have the maple bacon bar, which is really delicious because it is that salty and sweet.
And there are strips of bacon on top of that.
Real strips of bacon, not Costco bacon that you sometimes see on donuts. I love the strawberry and cream. That's what I have in front of me. Gina, you said you got the Oreo.
I did.
One of my favorites. But Honestly, I love a good glaze, and that's how I judge most shops. And their glazed is a really good glazed.
If you can get the glaze basic down, you can do so much with that.
Yeah, go ahead and dress everything up else on top.
And I love a family-owned local business, so I love it when you bring these to us. And
yeah, one of my favorite things about Donut Boy, and this is something that I just learned this week when I wanted to bring them on, the name was always confusing to me. Why Donut Boy? What what was it? And it was a family member, a brother-in-law, that after a soccer game he would eat an entire dozen donuts, which honestly is insane if you've tried to do that. And I mean, think about how many times in your family there's something crazy going on, and you just get that nickname because you can
whatever Donut Boy.
And it just goes to show that familyness really is the the innards of this shop. The quality is family business. You can tell that they really care as they build these donuts.
So Donut Boy, are they on the bracket for your donut? What do you call it? It's like March Madness, but it's for
I call it the
donuts.
Utah Donut Championship.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the 2025 Utah Donut Championship.
Voting is still going on.
Yep. So yesterday we voted on the top 32. Today is the Sweet 16. That's up on my Instagram right now.
And now, can anybody vote?
Yep. So if you have an Instagram, so I concentrated on Instagram stories, so I eliminate repeat voting or voter fraud, let's say that. But we get thousands and thousands of votes every poll. So we do round of 32 on Monday, Sweet 16 today, Tasty 8 tomorrow, Final 4, and then the final votes on Friday. The winner gets announced on Saturday.
So if you have a favorite, make sure
you can jump in anytime, right?
Yeah, you can jump in anytime. You don't have to start voting on Monday. You don't have to start voting today. Like, you can jump in at any time, but I am encouraging all the donut lovers to get in there because I do want something that's representative of Utah. Like, I don't want something to be runaway popular just because one group of people think so. I want more people throughout the state to weigh in on which is the best donut.
This is I'm not in the slightest bit hungry, and I'm eating all of this.
Well, and one of the things that you can do with this bracket too is it basically gives you a list of the top 32 shops to try.
That's what I like about it. Like, a lot of these places you've never heard of, and
you're looking for something different.
Yeah, because a lot of times it is that shop that's a mile or two away from you that you always frequent. But what if there's something just one more mile that's even better, or that you would like more?
Well, we did the same thing with our cookie places. There's a couple of cookie places right close to us, and we found out about this other one that's a little bit, maybe a half a mile away.
Yeah, but that's the beauty
But
of it.
that one is the go-to, and hopefully you'll go to see them today and then talk about it next time.
Or when or if you're say you're out and about and you realize, I'm in the neighborhood of this place, I'll stop and.
I have lists like that every time. It's just, where am I at? Where am I going to visit? And when I travel, I do the same thing. It's just like that flexibility. But you can do it at home. You can have those things listed. And that bracket of 32 donuts is a great way to do it.
All right. So go to Ben's Instagram, Donut Critic, and vote. Here's a question since we're on the topic of donuts. Do you know of a place that carries matcha green tea donuts?
So matcha green yes. So we have Chubby Baker.
Yes.
So she has SLC, Sandy, and Orem. She has matcha all the time. Mochi Nut. So Mochi Nut is the mochi-based donuts. There's one in Sugar House. There's one, I think, still in Park City, but they do matcha as well. So
See, Ben knows his stuff. He just had that right off the right off the top of his head.
Why do you think it is? Now, I heard that Dunkin' Donuts is coming back again. Yeah. It goes away, and it comes back and goes away. And I've never been particularly impressed with Dunkin'.
They're not that good.
What's the story with them?
So I really do think they just don't do a great donut. And
exactly.
It's not the draw. So the drinks are the draw. And let's just be honest, Utah is not a place for a coffee place to really thrive like Dunkin' is used to. You know, like I feel like in other states they thrive because of the drink selections, the coffees and whatnot. But Utah has to have that additional draw, and the donuts are not a draw. Like, you go in once and you are not impressed with a Dunkin'
But look
donut.
at all of these places that are the donut is the draw. And they're all locally owned, and like we have so many better options.
And truthfully, I've encouraged a lot of these places to do more drinks because the same thing, you start pairing it. So Banbury Cross is going to be announcing a new latte drink. So that's going to be start rolling out in Layton and Centerville, I think in the next week or two. And it's for that same reason. They know that they have the donuts and people want to come in. But their question now is, well, where's my drink?
So you got to go somewhere else for that.
If they were, if Dunkin' were to focus on the Frappuccino style stuff or even the dirty soda type stuff, they might
100%.
do better.
Yep.
Whatever. Dunkin'.
I don't care about them doing better.
Exactly.
I like the local places.
I'll go to my local places.
I actually laugh every time that they come in and then they close the store because it's like, I'm just not going to go.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I want you to check out Chunky Cookie. At Woodbine. And another place I'm going to is Angry Dough.
Yes.
Down here by
that food truck.
By Ruby Snap.
Yes.
Food truck, yeah. Another place I'm going to.
So we'll talk cookies next time. I know the cookie apocalypse has happened and a lot of these shops are closing, but there are still good places out there. And thank you, Carrie. I'm going to go and visit that place.
And if you have suggestions for Ben, you can get a hold of him on Instagram and say, hey, have you seen this place?
Yep, and I respond really quickly. And if you want a copy of this bracket PDF, let me know, and I'll send it over to you. But I have other lists coming out. We're going to be releasing a lot of my top 10s for other desserts throughout the next couple of months.
All right.
Man, that was good. Thank you.
Hey, thanks all.
All right, just go to Donut Critic on Instagram. And take a look at the deliciousness. Traffic, Gina, please.
Sorry, folks, trying to go northbound I-15. Multi-vehicle crash approaching 90th South and Sandy is blocking 5 right lanes and the right shoulder. Traffic is backed up 6 miles into Draper. If you're coming around Point of the Mountain from Utah County trying to go north, that's going to be an issue for you. It's completely stopped through there. Sorry to report.
All right.
That's traffic.
Thank you very much. Oh, that's the wrong one. 857 KXRK Provo. We're going to take a break, play a song for you. After the song, it's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play. If you were listening to the Boner, you know who the winner was this morning. If you weren't listening, what do you think guessing? Don't take a chance.
No, I wouldn't.
Cheat. Go to x96.com. Click on the box that says Boners March 11, 2025. Click and you'll see winner next to the winner. Just tell us who the winner of the Boner is and you'll win.
You will win tickets to see Counting Crows August 21st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Counting Crows tickets. All you got to do is tell us who won the Boner. Start lining up as soon as possible. The sooner the better. 877-602-9696 is the number.
So my kids that I have at home, Jonesy, 16, Mohammed, a week away from 15, believe it or not.
Still blown away by
He's going to be getting his learner's permit.
There's trouble.
Yep.
So Jonesy drives to school every day, and my daughter is painfully punctual. I am leaving this house at 7:23. If you are not ready at 7:23, I'm leaving you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's asked us, is that okay? And we said, yeah, don't.
Sure. Don't let that dead weight drag you down.
don't let him make you late.
He's a millstone around your neck,
And so yesterday, apparently 7:23, she yells downstairs, I'm leaving. I'm really going. And she said, I waited a couple more minutes just in case, and he still wasn't coming up. So I yelled down, that's it. I got to go. Bye. And she left him. Because we've told him, if you're not ready, I guess you're walking to school. And so I asked my daughter after school, I said, well, did you cheat? And she said, no. I said, well, I didn't get a call from school that he was late. Because he must have been late if he had to walk to school.
You would think.
So after school, I said, Mohammed, what did you do? How did you get to school?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I started walking, and one of those electric scooters was abandoned on
Oh, there you go.
on the sidewalk. And so he quick downloaded the app.
Good for him. He's that's resourceful.
And he said, I got there 2 minutes before the bell rang.
Geez, speaking of those electric scooters, I meant to mention this. I saw the weirdest thing when I was coming back from my procedure on Friday. It was 13th East and 13th South, and 13th South going west off of 13th East is really steep.
Yes.
Some guy comes blasting through the light to go down that hill on one of those scooters.
Mm-hmm.
But he had on a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
he had on gloves, and he was carrying skis over one shoulder. So he had only one hand on the scooter,
Wow.
carrying a pair of skis, and he was going like 35 miles an hour.
Really fast.
I just thought, what?
He had a bus to catch.
Crazy. Well, I applaud your son
Yeah,
for
I
being
mean,
resourceful.
but I also said, that's not an everyday.
I was going to say, yeah, that worked this time.
Yeah, it was like, that's like $4 every time you get. That's not.
Is that how much it was?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But plus I said, you can't count on running across one of those.
No.
Cool.
What you do is you find one and you ride it home, and then it's you make sure that it's kind of out of sight, and
Well,
then
you
you
gotta
ride.
charge it.
Well, yeah, I think they go for a while. I think I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out how long they go.
I don't know what the battery
on a
life is on
charge.
those things.
Yeah.
But I said, all right, because I was all ready to get mad at him for like, see, you were late for school because you didn't leave with your sister, and he.
You know who would
figured it
know the battery life? Our production guy, Doug. He takes the train. He lives down south fairly far, so he takes the train in to work.
Yeah.
But he has an electric scooter. He owns one, and he takes it on the train, and then he gets on the scooter and comes from
And then
the
charges
station
it here and-
comes from the station up here for the train station up here.
Huh.
Yeah, which is smart.
So, I mean, what he needs to be ready on time is the
Well,
thing.
now
but
this will be part of the equation. We'll see did he learn from this.
I don't know, because it's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to, because it's painful when you get to school late and you're tardy and you got to go get a.
Well, the nuns hit you over
They do.
the knuckles with a ruler, don't they?
They're full of nuns at that
Yeah.
school.
Somebody's saying, I think the scooter's charged with a USB cable.
Mm-hmm.
Buy Muhammad his own electric scooter for Christmas. The Segway ones are at Costco, and they're not that expensive for a smaller one. Even. Nope, not gonna.
Yeah,
No.
that's just what he needs, his own scooter.
No.
Guy in the chat room. I used to charge them. They last about 30 miles.
Oh, that's actually pretty far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I tried it once. You haven't been on them, have you, Carrie?
No.
I tried it once out in front of the building here.
Right when they first
Yeah.
came.
And it was, it's dangerous.
They go too fast.
They look fun. I
Yeah.
I haven't tried one just because I didn't feel like downloading yet another app to
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
phone, and so.
But more to the point, he's going to be able to drive himself to school before long.
Will you have enough cars?
Yes. Wow. Because Joe gave Jonesy his car, so we've had this. This has been a 10-year plan.
The 10-year plan.
You pay off this car. I know this car's been taken care of, and then you give that car to that kid, and then I pay off this car and give that car to that kid, and
You don't make them do anything for it? They don't have to make payments? Or
No, no. They pay their own gas, and if they get a ticket,
Insurance?
one ticket, then they have to pay their insurance.
Wow. Do some chores on the
Yeah.
farm.
You know what?
You pay for
You
it.
know what kind of car my parents gave me? No car.
My parents didn't. I had to buy my own car. My parents didn't give me a car.
I didn't get one. And I thought when I graduated from high school, they said, we've got you something really special for high school graduation. I thought, oh, my God, it's going to be a car. It's going to be a car. No, it was a Polaroid camera.
No, it's when
Thanks.
you go on your mission, Bill. That's
that's when you get
car.
the car.
You didn't do
Yeah.
that, or
Yeah,
you
well,
would have gotten one.
I would have gotten a new Camaro.
New command.
That was the plan for my friend Braden.
Really?
When he got back, he found out that the dairy went under.
Oh.
Didn't get his car.
Yeah.
Quit the church shortly thereafterward.
Didn't get my car. I'm not going to be a Mormon anymore.
My wife knows people who know people.
That's handy.
And the person that they know works for Lay's in some capacity. Lay's potato chips.
Is that the Frito-Lay company?
Yeah, the Frito-Lay company. And they have put out these flavors are not available in stores yet.
They will they be?
They will be. These are flavors that they're going to put out.
Okay.
And they're interesting.
What have you got?
We start with masala.
What is masala?
It says here, inspired by tastes of India.
Okay.
Masala.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Like
this
chicken
one.
tikka masala?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
And then this one, inspired by tastes of Korea, honey butter.
Well,
So,
now we're talking.
Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
Well, I'm closest to you.
Do you want to start with?
Easiest to handle.
Want to start with masala?
Sure.
Okay. Let me open that up. There you go. Oh, okay. They look like a barbecued chip kind of thing, but the masala. You should taste the star anise in there. You should taste the. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
I like it. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. I like
That's not
it.
bad.
I'd buy those.
Guy says that they've had masala in Canada for a while. I hear good things.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers with a little bit of a burn,
But not crazy.
but not crazy burn. That's fine. And, okay, here's honey butter. Let's try honey butter.
You know, the first time I ever, we had barbecue potato chips when I was a kid. That was about it.
I don't care for that. That's fake butter flavor. I don't like fake butter flavor.
I don't mind it.
I don't like that.
Let me look at the ingredients on that.
I like the other one better.
You like the masala, but not the honey butter?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser with the masala.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the honey butter. It's different.
Yeah. There's natural flavors.
It says natural flavors,
It
Gina.
could be anything. It's a natural flavor.
So when I'm growing up, we had potato chips, and then we have. I think the first variation was barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
And then maybe sour cream and onion,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And then I go to England,
Yes.
and I got ketchup potato chips and gravy potato
Dill
chips.
pickle.
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle potato. What? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Lamb. Remember lamb?
Lamb. Yeah, that's right.
Bob. Well, it's if you know, you know. It's the mighty lemon drops.
Yeah.
Okay, now Rob knows.
The mighty lemon drops,
The
of
mighty
course.
lemon drops.
And thank you, Bill. That's exactly who he is.
Oh, Rob.
All right. Let's see. It's 9:09, and well, I guess we could do the boner recap game right now.
It's up to you, man.
Well, these Counting Crows tickets are burning a hole in my pocket.
They're
We
not
have
going to give away themselves.
We have to
All
give
right.
them away.
Well, let's. Randomizer has picked David to play the game. David, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, you can hear him.
Oh.
Don't act like you can't hear him.
Huh?
David, we can
Hi,
hear him.
David.
Hi.
David, speak up.
Hi.
Hi, David. What are you doing today, man?
I am just sitting in my classroom while the other poor kids are taking the ACT test next door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are you a teacher?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the ACTs. I don't remember how I don't think I did very well on them. I did okay in verbal skills, and then math was just terrible. Terrible.
I thought you had to do really well in the ACT to become a radio guy.
It is true. It's a high standard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think you have to do well in anything to get into radio.
I was going to say, I could point you to several people.
Yeah. Maybe the only thing you have to do well in is eating dinner.
Yeah, basically.
All right. David, I'm going to read. Oh, I got to find them first. Read the boner candidates for you, and there were 3 of them, as you recall. Did you hear them earlier?
Yes, I sure did.
Okay. You tell me which one was the winner, and you'll win Counting Crows tickets.
They're coming August 21st to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, here we go, David. The first one was, this was a gross lack of judgment. You think? It was an Arizona dentist who was trying to pull a lower plate, implant, out of a guy's mouth, and he couldn't get it going, and the guy in the chair was sedated, so the dentist went into the other room and got just a regular pair of pliers out of the toolbox and yanked this implant out, and it turned out also that only one of the teeth really needed to come out. The rest of them were fine. But, it was kind of a gross lack of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, family tempest regarding tattoo. A Salt Lake City woman was booked into jail for child abuse with injury. She was at home with her husband and her stepdaughter. The 16-year-old stepdaughter was giving her husband, the 43-year-old woman's husband, a tattoo.
Perfectly normal.
Yeah, the woman became upset because it was taking so long, and she wasn't going to be able to get her tattoo because it was getting too late in the evening. So the stepmother took the girl's dog and put it in a truck and said, "I'm going home," but there was a fight because she says, "You're not taking my dog anywhere. You're drunk." And the fight ensued, and it was a mess. And then there was boner candidate number 3. I'll let you in the country if you let me see him. You got to show him to me first. This is a Border Patrol agent, a fine, upstanding United States citizen, screening women to come into the country. And every one of them, this was all done on video connections. He said, you have to show me your breasts before I'll let you into the country. And several women did do that, but finally the video record caught up with him, and he's been fired. So there you go, David. Which one was the winner?
Boner candidate number 3.
That's correct. You, sir, are going to Counting Crows. Thank us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hang on the line.
Hang on. I only say that because I think people are excited about winning, and they forget to say thank you.
I think we should at least give them the opportunity to do it instead of...
No.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No. Because then we're caught with this painful moment of silence, and, it's like...
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just, okay, hang on then.
All right.
Okay, I'll try that next time, Gina.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and a pinuendo. And then I need help. I need to ask the magic box for help.
Oh, okay.
All right. Coming up later, so stand by for that. Ooh, here we go. We got to talk about the Salt Lake Film Society.
Happy to do that. Just was there the other day watching the Led Zeppelin movie. And
I want to see that.
It's really good. Seeing it on the big screen is important, and seeing most of these movies on the big screen is important. You go to the Broadway Center Cinemas, they got the best concession stand anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get your popcorn, and there are 10 different seasonings you can put on it. Just the jars are out there for you. You season it any way you like. Local and donor-supported Salt Lake Film Society. Oh, you're going to love this week's... I don't know how you pick, so go to both of them. Revenge is on the menu this weekend.
All right.
You've got John Wick. Which is
Okay.
the first
The
one.
first one. Mhm.
John Wick.
They killed my dog.
And Old Boy.
I've never seen that. Apparently it's very violent.
Is
right?
it Korean?
It's a
Yeah.
Korean film.
Yeah.
It's about 10 years old, but it's
It's
really good. It's disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And tickets are on sale now for the David Lynch tribute in April with classics like Eraserhead and Blue Velvet. All of this you're going to be able to see on the big screen. Get tickets and more information at slfstix.org.
The X96.
I brought my own hospital corpsman in to monitor whether we get heat stroke or not.
Your son Festus, who's in the Navy, has left Jacksonville, driving across the country for duty call in San Diego, right?
Correct. Yeah, I've been checking Mom's temperature every half hour.
Good.
She's doing good.
What other signs will if I need attention? What other?
Your skin will be flushed.
Okay.
You'll be sweaty. You might lose consciousness at some point.
You get
and
pink
we
foam
can't
at
have
the
that.
corners of your mouth.
Pink foam?
Pink foam.
That's just Bill's experience.
Well, so you drove. You're driving across the country, Festus. Is that? Do you enjoy that? Is that?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we started in Jacksonville, and we did 3 stops. We did Nashville, Kansas City, and just outside of Denver. And I actually saw Bill in Denver.
Well, I was there.
He just appeared for a moment.
I was there briefly. Of course, my secret power. I'm Denverine, and I can will myself to go to Denver in an instant, in the blink of an eye. I was going to ask you for a ride back, but
Yeah,
you can't get back.
You should have hopped in the car with him.
Yeah, no, I have to. I can't will myself back to Salt Lake. I have to take Actually, I have to take a bus.
I don't think you'd want to be seen in my orange Buick anyway.
I think your car's cute.
It is cute.
It's copper.
It's
not
copper.
orange.
And its name is Tater Tot.
It looks like a tater tot.
And how long are you in Salt Lake?
Until August 3rd, and then I've got an apartment in San Diego ready on the 5th, so I'm going to drive down, and hopefully the Navy will deliver my stuff so I don't have to sleep on the floor.
And actually, he's in town till the 3rd, and he and his fiance they are a musical performing duo.
Oh, really?
And if anybody is in need of some cheap and they will probably work free entertainment at your business, they would be willing to do that while they're here.
Yeah, if you have an insurance office
Yeah.
and you want a folk singing duo in the lobby.
No, do you tell them about some of the places you've played?
You know, we hand out business cards at our shows, so we typically play at like breweries and bars and things like that. But we got an email from a hair salon, and they were doing, I think it was Paul Mitchell, they were doing like some kind of event, and they're like, we'd love to have you guys play in the corner. So we went and we set up in the corner of a hair salon. So literally anywhere we will play.
Now you play guitar. What does she play?
She sings.
Ah,
because no one wants to hear me do that.
But she plays a bunch of different instruments, though.
Yeah, she can play bass and guitar, and yeah,
You just don't let her, right? And by her, we mean her name is?
Jane.
Jane. Okay.
I just said that because you made fun of me for it earlier.
Jane.
Jane, just one.
I like that name, though. It's old-fashioned.
They met on a Facebook group of, hey, I'm a musician in Jacksonville, and I'm looking for other musicians to play with.
But only if they're good-looking.
There's a specific page for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can email me if you want.
Oh, no,
if you
we're
want them-
bored.
if they're bored while they're here,
What
they'll
kind
come.
of music?
Everything, like classic rock, 90s. We've got like, I don't know, 50 songs. This is the longest set I've ever played, because when I played here in bands, we played for 45 minutes opening for other bands, but at bars they want you to play for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
He played at the Jacksonville Jaguars game too.
Yeah, they had us up in like the rich people box, and we entertained the rich people.
I bet that was gratifying.
They tip really well.
Sometimes they don't, though.
I was told that rich people don't tip.
And we played at a country club too, and they just will throw 20s at you. Play this song.
Oh, the
Sweet
request.
Caroline. Yeah.
Oh, well, you get enough drunks in there. Yeah.
Is it always
Then the
Sweet
wallet's
Caroline? Is that what they always ask for?
Usually, yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
And you'll play that.
I never want to hear it again in my life.
But you'll do it for $20.
I'll do it for $20. Yeah, there's not a lot I won't do for $20.
It's the mating call of the rich white drunk person.
Mm-hmm.
What does the Navy? What does the Navy think about this? Do they just don't care?
No, they don't care. I mean, because we don't make that much money doing it. If you get like a job on the side, you have to get it approved. But we're pretty much just do it for fun, so they don't really care.
Mm. All right. Well, that's nice.
Mm.
All right.
You won. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Brought to you by why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for much less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues. Check out Pigeons Playing Ping Pong with guest Squeaky Feet Tuesday, March 11th. Why, that's today at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Dr. Brainworms Kennedy Jr. has decided he knows better than actual scientists what they should research and publish, implementing a Soviet-style pre-approval system for 23 controversial topics at the National Cancer Institute. RFK's team of anti-vax conspiracy theorists will review any research touching his personal hot-button issues, like vaccines, fluoride, and autism. The list touches on the personal priorities of RFK Jr., a longtime anti-vax activist who has repeatedly promoted medical conspiracy theories and false claims. He has advanced the idea that rising rates of autism are linked to vaccines, a claim that has been debunked by hundreds of scientific studies. He's also suggested that aluminum in vaccines is responsible for childhood allergies. That's also been debunked.
Yep.
And he has claimed that water fluoridation, which the Center for Disease Control and Prevention has called one of the 10 greatest public health advancements of the 20th century, is an industrial waste. This is micromanagement at the highest levels, said Dr. George C. Benjamin, Executive Director of the American Public Health Association. The new policy requires NCI researchers to get special clearance before publishing anything about these sensitive topics. This is real interference in the scientific process, said Linda Birnbaum, former director of the National Institute of Environmental Health Services.
So if they
it seems just like Big Brother intimidation.
If they do these new studies, like they're saying, we need to and they come out with the same results, like, oh, well, we've studied it, and autism isn't caused by vaccines. That means they can say, well, we're not going to release that study then.
They don't have to. They can just say, well, it's inconclusive.
Wendy Williams was taken away from her New York assisted living facility by ambulance Monday after cops were called in for a wellness check when the ex-talk show queen tossed a handwritten note out of the window begging for help. Help! Wendy, the note said. The call came in at about 11:15 a.m. Soon after the 60-year-old was been diagnosed with dementia. Tossed the note from the window of her fifth-story room. The former star has been holed up in the facility's memory ward as she fights to end her court-ordered guardianship. Was later spotted at the window waving her arms at a Post reporter while speaking on the phone. Wow. Soon after, Williams silently walked out of the facility, escorted by a handful of cops, and was helped into a waiting ambulance. The ordeal came after it emerged that the daytime star was slated to return to TV for the first time amid her ongoing health woes. Don't know how that's going to happen. She planned to make an appearance on The View on Friday, her first daytime appearance since taking a leave of absence from The Wendy Williams Show 4 years ago. Suzanne Bass, former co-executive producer of Williams' show, shared news of the upcoming appearance on Instagram, prepping a very special friend for her appearance at The View this Friday. Bass captioned a video of herself speaking to Williams on the phone, but it's not clear if the appearance is still going to be, if it's going to be filmed in person or just over the phone.
She clearly is having problems, and
she's been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia, and has been embroiled in a high-profile battle to end the guardianship she's been under.
Wow.
Utah man was arrested, faces charges after he allegedly pointed a gun at another driver on I-15. Benjamin Allen Malmberg was arrested on Friday, according to court documents. Officials were called by a victim who claimed that another driver had pointed a gun at him. The witness told investigators that they were driving north on I-15 when they came across a vehicle that was impeding traffic. What the vehicle was doing to impede the traffic wasn't entirely clear from the documents, but witnesses told investigators that they had flashed their lights at the driver, and when they went to pass, they saw Malmberg pointing a gun at him, and apparently pointing a gun at several cars going by. Vehicle wasn't fired, but investigators searched the vehicle, found a handgun in the glove box. Let's see. I'll go here. Nicole Kidman, 57-year-old Australian actress, said, I'm ready to relax.
she's been working so hard.
has.
She
She
gives
has.
and she gives.
She was at the South by Southwest Festival and having an incredibly busy year. She put out Expats, A Family Affair, The Perfect Couple, Spellbound, Baby Girl, as well as Season 2 of Lioness. She said, I think it's time that I slowed down a little bit. I was much more out there last year. This year I have Holland. I have 9 Perfect Strangers. And then I'm off for the rest of the year. So on.
Take a break, Nicole.
Yeah. Behemoth frontman Negril, a.k.a. Adam Darsky. Does this mean anything to you guys at all?
No.
Behemoth?
No.
The frontman Nargle?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to do it.
Was it the band Behemoth?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, if you want your Behemoth news, you probably already know about his penis-shaped crucifix.
Ooh.
Rick Springfield has revealed, and this is not really a big revelation to most of us, Rick, that he found out that he has brain damage from an onstage fall he took 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Yeah, we kind of knew that, Rick. In an interview with People, Springfield shared that he took a tumble while playing a concert in Las Vegas in the year 2000. I fell 25 feet, hit my head, and then wood came down and hit my head again, and then my head hit the stage again. I broke my wrist, but on this scan I had the other day, I found out I have some brain damage from the fall, so I'm working to repair that. I'm not sure.
How are you doing that?
He learned a lesson to be checked out at the
Crossword
doctor.
puzzles. That's what he said.
Probably crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
I do Wordle every day. He thought he had stomach cancer. He's talking about his father. He thought he had stomach cancer for years, but he never got it checked out. When he finally collapsed one day at home, they found out it was an ulcer that burst, and he died from the loss of blood. It could have been fixed if he had just gotten himself checked out. So I get myself checked out. Gina.
What?
Massive brush fires that raged across Long Island over the weekend.
Yeah.
Looks like they may have been caused by somebody trying to cook s'mores for breakfast.
I was nowhere near there.
Residents in Center Moriches, Manorville, tried to start a fire in their backyard at around 9 a.m. Saturday to cook up the treat, and despite heavy wind. The cardboard ignited, the flames spread to the backyard, and although the blaze was put out, embers sparked 3 other fires near Sunrise Highway, and now there are parts of Long Island on fire.
S'mores are dangerous business. You just leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. It's an international truth that parenting is hard.
Yes.
And language reflects that. So while moms and dads in English-speaking countries might struggle with a child who's going through the terrible twos, their counterparts in Japan are dealing with ma no nisai. devil 2-year-olds is what they call them. Instead of the terrible twos, they call them devil 2-year-olds.
They go right to demons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reflecting that even in Japan, kids can sometimes be so unruly and uncooperative that their parents start to wonder if their offspring might actually be hell spawn.
We were discussing this earlier.
However, parents in Japan who are now at their wits' end with their devil kids can now call in help from an actual demon.
Ooh.
Onikara Denwa, or Phone Call from a Demon, is a parenting app from Tokyo-based Media Active in which you can have a demon call your phone and scold your kids for their bad behavior.
Oh.
Though it's been around for a
Carrie,
while.
this could be your side business.
I could do
Onikara Denwa has just received an update that gives it a particularly terrifying visual element, as is the case of the concept of a literal monster being upset with your kids is not enough. Now a monster will appear on the screen and yell at them.
It's a FaceTime with
Yeah.
a demon.
Oh, this is perfect.
The update is a collaboration with Japanese comedian Kintaro, who's famous for her extreme facial expressions.
Oh, there's a picture of it right there.
Kintaro has 5 different messages for Onikara Denwa, all of which are presented at the as an incoming phone call for an extra authenticity when you show your kids the screen.
Oh, here it is.
And have them answer the call.
This is for you.
The scolding scenarios are kids who don't listen to their parents, kids who won't go to bed, kids who won't eat their food, kids who fight with their siblings, or kids who don't keep their promises. There's one picture of this female demon, and she's shooting lasers out of her eyes at the kid.
Yeah, that's coming right for you.
Yeah. You show that to a 2-year-old, you scare them right straight.
You kids ruined your parents' trip to Maui last time. Don't do it again.
An Imagine Dragons song has been successfully landed on the moon.
Where it belongs.
Last month, it was announced that space tech company Lone Star was due to launch a rocket from Kennedy Space Center to land a data center on the moon. If the mission was successful, a song would be transmitted to the data center. This was selected as Imagine Dragons and composer Einon Zur's collaboration, Children of the Sky, for the Starfield soundtrack. So they successfully landed, and they've transmitted that song to
the moon, dragons.
To the moon.
All right, weather?
Oh, beautiful day today. Sunny skies, high of 62. Will be the same tomorrow. Then Thursday, we get a change. Temperatures drop a little bit, not much, which means when the storm comes through, probably mostly rain down here in the valley. Snow in the mountains, 50 to 90% chance of that happening Thursday into Friday, and we keep it through the weekend.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote this down for you. Syphilis is on the rise, increasing 75% since 2017. I know that's your favorite venereal disease. So syphilis is on the rise, and to top it off, there's a shortage of penicillin. So,
well, we're doomed.
It's
then.
the perfect storm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Speaking of diseases, I sent you this story, Bill.
The vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to save it for tomorrow,
Oh,
but we can
okay.
talk about it now if you want.
What's going on?
Vampire facials.
So they're.
Oh, is this back again?
Well, but this is bad news. I mean, I don't think vampire facials
Well, it's
were
bad
ever
for me. I was going to get one.
were ever a good idea. But New Mexico health officials say new HIV infections have been linked to a salon that performed vampire facials almost 5 years after the business closed. It was called the VIP Spa. I think Bill made this a boner candidate when it first came out.
Seems to me.
Yeah.
that's
Now,
good.
remind everybody what the vampire facial is.
I mean, it's kind of what it sounds like.
It was a ridiculous trend.
Yeah,
They take your own blood,
supposedly.
and then they inject
so-
it under the skin of your face.
Yeah, the procedure involves drawing blood from elsewhere in the body, typically the arm, separating out the platelet-rich plasma, pricking facial skin with microneedles, and then applying plasma to the face. I don't understand why anybody ever thought
It's ridiculous. These trends happen, and there's no science behind them. It's just,
So the health department says they're not clear how the HIV was transmitted, but my guess is she was just using the same needles over and over again.
That would be exactly.
They say that the department, the health department, says that that actually the procedure is not really that dangerous if you follow what
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
If you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, and I don't see that there's any evidence that it does what it's supposed to. Makes you look better.
I mean, I'm all about new product. I like product.
Product. What do you mean by that?
Product, like goops and serums and lotions and
Have you got a
potions.
closet full of goops and serums?
Yes.
That you
I
use,
am a big fan of.
that you use briefly and then stop?
Depends. Some of them I end up loving. I try lots of different things, and some of them I get are my favorites, and others I go, that was dumb. I can't believe I spent money on that. It's not always the most expensive thing.
No,
that's the. So one of the goops and serums I bought recently is this eyebrow serum.
Well, I bought that for my wife.
But I bought the $15. The company's
the
called
knockoff version.
No, the company's called The Ordinary, and their whole thing is, you're being fed a load of crap from these beauty companies. We can make things just as good,
which you are being fed
for cheap.
Yeah,
and my daughter, who has gorgeous skin, that's her. She uses all their products.
She's young, Gina.
She swears by
Gina,
them.
she's under 20.
But so I bought we talked about this last week, I think, about eyebrow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she said they have this, Ordinary has this eyebrow serum. It's working for me. $15.
Well, now, what is it supposed to do?
It's supposed to encourage
encourage growth.
Yeah, it's not like fake growing hair. It just makes it.
If only you were a male over 50, because eyebrows just tend to take over.
Yeah.
I got one single one here that'll grow out like
just one.
Just one. I mean, they all grow, but there's one that gets real crazy.
If I were to let mine go, look like Andy Rooney.
Do you ever notice how your eyebrow hair?
I can't get mine to stop.
What's the name of that company, Gina?
The Ordinary.
The Ordinary.
Everything is cheap, and it works.
I don't know. Sometimes you pay for, like I pay for good lotion, and I pay. It's that CeraVe.
Yeah.
Moisturizing lotion. It works really well. It's not greasy, and it's fairly expensive. But it's more expensive than buying a bottle of. You know.
You like that, huh? All right.
You're playing oldies. That's why.
Yeah.
You need help.
Yeah.
Playing some oldies. I need help.
What kind of help do you need?
The Magic Box, because this is something that we've never experienced before or had to do.
What?
So Sue planned a weekend with her and her two friends to go down to California, Southern California, this weekend to see one of their favorite comedians. And one of Sue's friends can't make it.
I'll go.
So they've got a third ticket. And we don't know what to do with this third ticket.
So where did you get the ticket?
Well, she bought it online. It's an electronic ticket. They're going to email it to her sometime this week.
Yeah.
Which means that she's guessing that she can email whoever.
You can
her
transfer it, depending on the service that she used to purchase it. Usually there's an option where you can just transfer it
to another name.
To another name?
Well, to another email address.
To another email address.
Yeah, because usually these you can't screenshot and share.
So if I could go, then you could just transfer the ticket to me, and
the person would have to have an
But
account.
I can't go. I'm sorry.
An account with the same.
Oh, no transfers allowed.
Oh, then you're
According to
screwed.
Sue. Yeah.
Well, just so you're stuck with it.
Because it's electronic. There's no way to.
So would she get the ticket when she gets there? Or no, there's no ticket, is there?
No. No.
Unless there's someone standing outside and you're like, you want to come in with us? If it says specifically no transfers, there's no way to.
Yeah, she bought it directly from Irvine Spectrum, which is where the show is.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you might call them and see, but no, if it that's why a lot of those ticket services are kind of nice. I've done this more than once where you buy it and then you give it as a gift to somebody, and you just email it to them, what is it? Irvine what?
It is the the Irvine Spectrum. Yeah,
How expensive was it?
I don't know. That I don't know. It's Saturday at the Irvine Spectrum, 7 p.m. For Fortune Femster.
Oh, she's hilarious.
Yeah, she's great. But we don't know what to do with this third electronic ticket.
I'm afraid you'll end up eating it.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's got
It happens.
I mean,
check with the venue, but something came up. This person can't go?
Yeah.
Is there some way we can?
And it's just one ticket is the other hard part.
Yeah, so somebody doesn't want to pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go to the guest services. Call guest services.
Call guest services
Yeah.
and see.
But then the question is, so if you can transfer it or give it to somebody else, does she have some idea of who she would give it to?
Well, that's just it. That's the other part.
Yeah.
First, we got to figure out
if you can do it,
how to pass along
Yeah.
the ticket to somebody, and then does somebody want this ticket?
Because I've done this where I've bought tickets and then we weren't able to go somewhere, and you can put them back up for sale, like on SeatGeek or something like that, and they will, and somebody else that's looking for tickets to that show will find it and buy them from you. But if she bought this directly from the place,
Somebody says just screenshot it and have someone else use it if it's a scannable code.
But a lot of times they're not.
A lot of times it's
you
not.
have to have it emailed.
Yeah, it's see, that's the thing.
Donate it to the poor.
Let's see. You can often and usually return an event ticket to the original place of purchase for a full refund.
Yeah, I would just get a hold of the event.
Try to do
center.
that.
Try that, I guess. I don't know.
Or I'd go to call the original place and then say, is there anybody there that you know of that would like to go?
Who wants to go?
Yeah.
You can sit with us. We're fun.
Yeah.
This must happen at every show.
I would think so.
Which is why people don't want to. The people who sell the tickets probably don't want to deal with it.
Exactly. They'll just be happy to take your money and walk away.
You buy the ticket that you buy. That's it. No returns.
Yeah.
I mean that's a harsh policy, but I understand people that have that policy.
Pain in the ass. Let's see. Oh, here we go. She just sent me the thing. Delivery type, ticket fast. This is your receipt, not your tickets.
Yeah, oftentimes they won't even send you the ticket until like the day before.
Let's see. Oh, it's the Irvine Improv.
Oh.
Okay. The venue is located inside the Irvine Spectrum Mall. Spectrum Center Drive in Irvine. It is the Irvine Improv. Okay. When you arrive at the venue, please check in directly at the door. Host for both ticket/fast and will call orders with your photo
Did
ID.
she get it through Ticketmaster?
That's what I'm looking for.
Because Ticketmaster, you can transfer.
Yeah, this one, she said there was no transfers. I think she bought it directly from the Improv.
Okay.
Oh, well, I think we're probably going to have to eat it.
Yeah.
And it's $50.
It's a donation to Fortune Femster.
That's it. She's getting the money anyway.
But that means that Sue will have to laugh twice as hard.
I guess. Yeah, well. Have fun, hon. At least you have an extra seat next to you.
No, you know what?
You
It's
can
a
put your
seat-
purse there.
Well, that's what I was just
Yeah.
going to say. It's a purse seat.
Spread out.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang your legs over the edge.
Well, we'll take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits coming up after these. Stand by. Did you
interest.
Wow.
Are you sure?
Yes, from Rick Paulson.
All right. Email of interest.
Dear Carrie, Bill, and Gina, it says.
Hello.
Part of these are cut off for some reason. But anyways, I think it's more time continues to slip away, as it often does. The word more is cut off. I wanted to write and let you know how appreciated you all are, and to say how much you guys feel like good friends, even though we've never met. Yes, my trusted friends who provide me with not only comfort, but information about music and the artists who create it, about news and current events, and about people who do really stupid stuff. You are always so insightful, intriguing, funny, and informative. And you can always put a smile on my face. This is so good so far, isn't it?
That's nice.
It gets even better, actually.
I was going to say I'm waiting for...
No, it gets
For
better.
the butt? Carrie's waiting for the
No,
butt.
there's no but.
Oh.
It gets better. And let me just pause and say, please, send us emails of interest if you hate us.
Hate mail, come on.
Hate mail at x96.com.
Yeah. I started listening to you, Bill and Carrie, around 91 or so. Gina wasn't a part yet, and her dad, Tom Barberi, had been booted off the air. Tom had always been my go-to since the early 70s. And I was looking for something to fill that large void. Spinning the dial one day. See, kids, there used to be these things called radios, and they had these, some of them had dials, on actual dials.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tune in your favorite radio station. Anyway, spinning the dial one day, I happened on to the two of you, that is, Carrie and Bill, doing the most crazy thing.
What?
Bill was sampling different dog foods,
No, I was...
and Carrie was
Yeah, you were
commenting
there. I was
and keeping score.
Yeah.
You guys were so funny, and you just made me laugh, and I've been listening ever since. Through the years, I've learned a great deal about each of you, and I'm always anxious to hear about how your weekend or your trip or your surgery or your wedding went.
Because we've done a lot of all of those things.
Your stories always make it fun and interesting. I relate to each of you, but mostly I relate to you, Bill. I've listened to you. I've listened to the things you've said about your life, your likes and dislikes, because I too am an Ogden native. And apparently he's not ashamed to say it. As I've listened to the things you've said about your life, your likes and dislikes, and I'm an Ogden native. We were born within a month of each other. This guy and I, Rick and I. Though I've not heard you mention it, I think we were probably born at the same hospital. And then he says the name of the hospital, and he's right. We were D Memorial Hospital. My mom and dad relocated to Salt Lake when I was 2, so maybe I'm not that much of a native, although my grandparents and some cousins lived in Ogden, so I spent a lot of time there growing up. I like to eat the paste glue in grade school. Like you said, you did. It tasted kind of minty.
Yeah.
Well, it did. You ate paste when you were in school, didn't you, Carrie?
No.
Never did?
No. We made some that I ate. It was paper mache, which is not paste,
No.
I don't think.
No, it's not.
It's different.
Paste is, I don't even know. Paste was a kind of glue that they gave you when you were in
Had a
elementary
brush.
school. Yeah, and if you tasted it, it tasted kind of minty. I don't know why I tasted it, but I did. Rick goes on to say, Bill, we both smoked and quit. Neither of us got along with our dads. We share in the admiration of the January 6th committee chair, Benny Thompson.
That's a random
Wow.
thing.
We both have terrible backs.
We both hated our dads and liked
We both liked
January
soup.
6th.
We both have terrible backs. We each have a son named Dylan, who were born in the same year within a month of each other. There have been numerous other things you commented on that mimic my life, but too many to list. Oh, please, go on. It says, so my wife and I, she's a big fan too, moved to Roy 13 years ago. Oh, no, not Gina's hometown of Roy, not Roy, but Roy, Washington.
Roy, Washington. Wow.
Which is about 70 miles south of Seattle and about 30 miles east of Olympia. The details of our move and what happened and why make a very long story, but let's just say it didn't work out. So, but here is where we are. So they moved, and it didn't work out, but I guess they stayed in Roy. Our home is out in the country, and internet is via satellite only and is very sketchy. So we've survived on your podcast ever since moving here 13 years ago.
Oh.
It's not the same as listening live, but it does get us through the day and provides us a bit of sanity, which we all need now and then.
Sure.
You guys give us fun-filled entertainment and keep us up to speed as we listen to while we work on a puzzle or prepare a meal or mow the lawn or drive around, run errands, etc. We're always listening and chuckling. So this email is just to say thank you for the many hours of the good and professional entertainment that you have provided all of us for the past 32 years or so. In our book, you really are number one.
Oh.
Rick and Charlene Paulson, feel free to use our names. Rick and Charlene Paulson, Roy, Washington. Feel free to use our names.
What a nice letter.
That's
That is
nice.
Exceptionally nice.
Thank you, Rick and Charlene.
We do appreciate the nice letters, but just to, we need to shake it up. Send us some. Look, even if you don't mean it, make up a hate label.
No, surely you can find something.
Oh, we're easily hateable.
I think we're infinitely hateable, but
But isn't it interesting, though? He's been listening for that long. Why now, all of a sudden, did he feel compelled to write that letter? That's
He's like one of those cats in the old folks' home that know when someone's going to die. That's why he did it.
Has he crawled up on our chest?
That letter is him crawling up on our chest.
we're coming. He can sense that we're coming to the end.
He can tell.
That could be.
That's exactly what that is. Email. Oh, interest.
Good evening and welcome to Jazz Pivot.
Pour me a scotch, will you, please?
Brought to you by Scotch.
Like scotch and
All of
soda.
it.
Scotch and soda. Jigger a gin. Oh, what a rare mood I'm in.
Tonight on Jazz Pivot, we'll be exploring Charles Mingus and the social political ramifications of. Oh, wait, there's my music.
Carrie, you could.
Jazz Pivot.
Carrie, you could pivot to
because
the
you have
jazz
COVID.
pivot.
Only because you have COVID.
It's because it's
Oh.
rested in my throat
Yeah.
and my sinuses.
Yeah, your voice is deeper.
That works. I like that.
By the way, if you hadn't guessed, Carrie's broadcasting from home because he has the COVID. But the connection, I mean, you sound great, other than husky. You still feel about the same as yesterday, or a little worse, or better? Or
I'm feeling a jazz pivot coming on. No, I my head is exploding. Here, this will help here. There we go.
Yeah.
My head is exploding. My sinuses are trying to kill me.
No.
My throat is sore.
You couldn't breathe last night, probably.
Actually, I was okay last night. A little NyQuil, a little NyQuil will do you. And I was able to sleep through most of the night. Here's what I've discovered about this, and Ed Brass texted me and warned me about this.
Mm-hmm.
He said the best way to get through this is to sleep.
Just sleep
through
it off.
Sleep through all of it.
If you can, yeah.
So if I can today, I'm going to try to sleep through all of it.
Yeah, just when you get off the air, just go have a little warm drink and then go to bed.
Although I've got to meet somebody in a parking lot to get my Paxlovid. So. And that's not a joke, folks.
There you go.
Just cuz?
Just cuz. It was just sitting there.
They'll never play together again.
No.
Nope.
No. That
Perry has ruined it.
He clocked, what's his name in the face, right?
Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro. Just slugged him.
Yep.
I thought he was over that.
And Navarro said, "That's it.
I'm done.
Yep.
And
Don't
I'm
need
out."
this."
He's been too crazy for too long.
Yep.
Let's see, I've been keeping Carrie and Bill from coming to blows for years.
That's right.
And that's why this still works.
We've been angry at each other, but I can't recall a time where I might have hit Carrie or he might have hit me.
Am I Dave Navarro in this?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if anybody's likely to hit somebody, it's me.
Means I dated Carmen Electra for a while.
Yeah, you sure did.
But but I don't remember the last time I hit somebody. Have you ever hit anyone, Carrie?
Yes.
slug them.
Mm-hmm. It was grade school.
It was that long ago.
Yeah.
I know. I did in my.
No, wait, junior high. Yeah, middle school.
I did in my bar days when I worked at bars. I know I had to hit or be hit. So, on a few occasions.
That's Ogden for you. Hit or be hit.
Hit or be hit. You want a black eye? Not if I give you one first.
How about a knuckle sandwich? Do you got one of those?
They're delicious.
I'm going to give you a roundhouse right to the pie hole.
Let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits.
Radio from Hell is here for all of your radio needs.
Perhaps you need to ask a pet question to our vet friend, Dr. Josh Davis.
Maybe you need to win tickets to see The Offspring or Hozier.
Perchance you need to make some things go.
Email those things to us now. radiofromhell@x96.com.
I think that we can all agree. You need to listen to Radio from Hell Wednesday morning here on X96. I was trying to put a
sincere,
little caring and show some caring and
a little heft.
Yeah.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Knuckle sandwich right to the pie hole.
DJ Gassy Fuff is next.